Welcome to the treasure room.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Prepare for vault door opening.
You ever spend your time helping a whole bunch of other people and then, of course, spending endless hours fixing your technical crap? Well, hey, that was my day. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Put a 1 in the chat if you can't see and hear me. It's going to show up right over there. My darn camera always moving around. Drives me crazy. But I always adjust it because it just likes to slowly move upwards. Because, again, the cord is just at the maximum length there. Gravity doing its thing. Thanks for coming in and hanging out, everybody. Sorry, Sharks are late, but again, this is a bonus stream, so sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But I really want to get in here and work on my thing. I would rather be playing games than here screwing around with all this technical stuff that I am dealing with. But I got it all fixed and solved. My mouse stopped working and whatnot. I had to get that going, and then I had to do a bunch of updates, and still more updates to do too, but I'm not going to do any of those because they'll cause more things to get messed up and whatnot. I just want to play some games, everybody. That's it. I don't want to stream. I want to play some games. I want to hang out with all of you peeps and have some fun and build this cool base that we're building. Of course, we're going to play some 7 Days to Die. Great, incredibly great game. And then like Mondays, would be Monday into Tuesday, everybody. So it's really, for me, it's still Monday stream into Tuesday morning. Is a random night. Sometimes I'll pick a game that we're playing, like 7 Days to Die, and sometimes I will bring other games, like some of these games here in the background or new ones, and play those as well. Same thing on Friday. We are going to, oh, that's the other thing I had to do, bring my new schedule over. Hold on a second, everybody, before I forget. Let me go ahead. I'll do it when I get my other screen. I will, or I could just do this. I forgot. Hold on, watch this. Whoop, up it goes. Just like that. Hold on. That's the one thing I forgot to do. Usually I send the schedule out to patrons first, and then I go ahead and put it across all my social media. And the one thing I need to do is to take it and put it over here so that when I show it later on the stream, it'll show up. I'm always working on tons of stuff, everybody. I was updating a bunch of stuff. I was trying to get my Patreon supporters updated, but didn't quite get enough time to finish that today. I got all helping with my daughter and stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. I was just about to update that, but usually I do it at the beginning of a month, everybody. So like usually at the beginning of November or December or January, whatever it is, I try to get it in. But, you know, I'm doing so many things right now, everybody. It is quite stressful and overwhelming for me anyway. I forgot, where did I put it? That's a good question. Where do I put that? I think I put it in OBS. Oh, OBS schedule. Psh, look how smart I am. All right, I actually named it what it should be. And then over here, we can grab this, put this over here. Then we got to bring this software over here. Not kidding, everybody. There's a lot of things I have to do to make this work. And then I got to go over here to images. This ain't your mama stream here, everybody. This is some serious stuff right here, everybody. We got some complex things going on at the same time. That is for certain right here, and then that should update there. All right, hey, we got it done. All right, yay. Okay, I actually remembered before the end of the stream where I have to update it at the end. All right, so we got that fixed. We got that doing its thing here. Let's close all that out. We got buttons we got to press over here. Oh man, I told you, man, I've been working at this for hours, everybody. Just this is what I spend a lot of my time doing. Either prepping stuff for the future for the stream here, or working on stuff like for the stream and whatnot. Working on it every single day, everybody. Without a doubt, every single day for 10 years, in one way or another, whether I'm thinking about ideas or writing things down or working actively, like talking to game developers on, you know, sending some giveaways to give to you guys or whatever it is. Always working diligently away. Not 24 hours a day. Obviously, I'm 55 years old, everybody. I can't do that anymore, but I try my best to do as much as I can. There we go. All right, we got all the pieces of the puzzles in place, because I'm not just doing one puzzle, everybody. I'm usually doing about 50 puzzles at the same time, because I run 6 different platforms. I multi-stream to 6 different platforms at the same time, so you have to get all the pieces of all those puzzles in the right place just to make it going. So there you go. So again, thanks for coming in and hanging out, everybody, and good morning to you, Crimson Knight. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Look, I can highlight your message right over there. Isn't that cool? You're late. Nope, you arrived. You're just like a wizard. You arrived just in the right time. We just got going because again, I was doing a ton of IRL stuff and to slow me down from my bonus stream that I wanted to do today at 10 o'clock, but now it's 4 a.m., so that didn't work out, did it? Not everything works out, everybody. It's not always in the doing, it's in the trying sometimes. I mean, it's great to go out there and make things happen, But sometimes you got to adjust your priorities, everybody. Like I had to adjust my priorities and take care of my daughter's stuff first because she needed it like right now because she always waits the last minute and then brings it to me last minute and says, hey, do this now. I need this right now. Stresses out the old man, man. I was stressing out. Tons and tons of stuff I had to get done. But we got it done. And so now she don't have to worry about it. And that's the hard part about getting that stuff done. Hopefully it all works out for her. As my oldest daughter says, it'll all work out, Daddy. Okay. She apparently doesn't see all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes by me, but there you go. A bit Slippy coming in, saying hi. Hello, a bit Slippy. Thanks for coming in. We just want to play some games now, man. We don't want to deal with that IRL. We want to just have, some time, some entertainment time. Just like people who are watching TV or sports or whatever, the gaming is our time to just relax and do our thing and kind of wind down from all that IRL stuff we got to take care of. Hey there, Pito. What's up? Thanks for coming in and hanging out in the stream. Hi, Kismet. Have to have a good stream. About to go to sleep. Yeah, sorry. Sorry I started up so late. But, man, we're going to have a good time, so settle in, everybody. We're going to play some serious 7 Days to Die. We are building a cool base in the desert biome. The perfect place, by the way, to build a base that you're going to be using bulletproof glass on as well. It's going to be super fun. We're going to get into it. This, again, is going to be our desert mega build day 2, so it's going to be pretty fun. Thanks for the 1 tab as well. We got Adam in there. I'm bringing in those ones. There's 1,000 kids cast for letting me know everything is working. Appreciate it. I worked very hard on getting it so. And good morning to you, Crimson Knight, for the 2nd time. I think you said it once before. Yeah. Good morning. Just started. Got to move to Twitch now. Yeah, Rescuer. Yeah, there you go. Just getting started up. What's up? Again, thanks for coming in and hanging out. I'll be 55 in 2 weeks, so I'm catching up to you, Kismet. Yeah, look at you go. Rocking the double nickel. Sorry to tell you that you're supposed to get a senior discount at 55, and they did away with all the senior discounts. It sucks. Only place you're going to get a senior discount, I think, now is at the movies. And it costs you like $10 to get in and $157 to buy the concessions. And because you're 55, you're going to fall asleep halfway through. You're going to have to come back again, pay another $10, $20 to get in, and another $155 on the concessions. Getting popcorn and drink and whatnot. So that one trip to the movie is going to cost you like $1,000. Such is the life of a human being today, right? Finally arrived from YouTube. Well, look at that. You made it. Thank you for coming and checking over there on YouTube as well. I appreciate it. We're going to get into it. Hey, G, what's up? We got Rotisserie G in the chat as well. I say we get into it, everybody. Let's dive right into some 7 Days to Die solo run. All right, loading up, getting her started up. Let's do it. Now, this is a solo play, everybody. It's weird. I have actually not died in this particular playthrough. It's always a mystery when I'm going to die, though, and I don't care when I die, everybody. I'm not trying to win an award or impress you by how long I survive without dying. I don't play permadeath playthroughs. I find them very unfun for me. I do like having the ability to die and to respawn because life is already a no respawn deal, so I don't need my games to be the same because life is already permadeath, everybody. So once you die in real life, that's it, game over. So why would you have that in your game itself? I personally am not. That's not my jam, but some people like it, and it's really tough to do because you die one time, bam, start right over again. And big love to peeps who are into it too, because again, be into whatever you're into, everybody. It's okay. It's okay that you like something different than I do. We don't all have to like the same stuff. It's important in life, everybody, to not everybody's the same. That sucks. Then you don't have any challenge in your life, everybody. Everybody's the same, does all the same stuff, looks the same. Boring. Very boring, everybody. All right. But something that's not boring is building awesome epic level bases, or mega bases in this case, where we are going to go ahead and put some bulletproof glass in right here. I remember us making some right here. Now this, you want to be super careful. Take your time with your bulletproof glass, everybody. Another thing about bulletproof glass is it can go in certain directions. You'll see like weird lines in it. So I'm going to try to consistently go in the same direction. to avoid those weird lines. But sometimes it happens anyway, and you just do whatever you got to do. Now, again, these are bulletproof glass. Now, you don't want to just use regular glass, everybody. You sneeze, and that regular glass is going to get broken. But this will allow light to transfer and get to my super corn, which I'm using the middle of the kill box as a super corn farm when it's not horde night. When it's horde night, I will normally take it up, but I don't have the rest of my farming outfit and all that other stuff, so I didn't take it up on horde night. We just had horde night, and you can see that we're building the interior of the part. Of course, we also have the bomb wall. We have the outer lean outs of the bars there. And then, of course, we're going to have our production up here on the top, where we'll be able to see down in where our super corn is and down in the kill box in case they breach the kill box. But we'll have our production up here at the top as well. The production actually going to be on the outside edge, above where the bomb wall is. A little dangerous if a bomber gets in there and blows up, though, because it could damage that upper part. But don't worry, I'll go in and concrete it out, and hopefully it'll survive. We'll see. We'll see. I like doing a variation upon the kill box here, which is a much longer kill box overall. Now, hidden underneath these boxes right here, everybody, look at this little sneaky recessed forges we got going here. You can see we're running some of this in here, and we're trying to run out the bulletproof glass blocks. Now, these blocks take a really, really long time to run out. And one of the things that happens, everybody, is you run out of sand a lot. So you can see I've got this double stack for sand. I got this double stack for sand. And I say just let that sand fill up for a while you're busy doing something else. I would not try to rush bulletproof glass, everybody. Just let that sand fill up, get a massive amount of sand in there, and then throw a little bit of all the other stuff in there. And then you can get it processing. Because, look, 14 minutes for just 19 blocks, everybody. That takes a while. But we're challenging ourselves to a more extravagant build here in the desert. And then we're going to go to the winter biome and then go to the wasteland biome. Now, we could very easily just build that way, attach a thing onto the current kill box and actually make another kill box over there. But we'll probably move elsewhere. Now, where we're at, everybody, is the apex of 3 different biomes, which is pretty awesome. We've got the forest biome, the desert biome, and the winter biome. Now, why did I choose to be in the desert biome? Because that's the next biome after the bird biome, and we just did the bird biome, so we're just going to do the desert biome and be just inside the desert biome, but also surrounded by those other biomes. And I did get mobs from various different biomes coming at me, so I do need to watch out for that as well. So this is going to take quite a while, so we want to go ahead and let that go. Let's go ahead and reveal our workbenches down here as well. We got anything running on those? Nope, not right now. We definitely need some more spikes and more wood and all these other resources, and we should probably start ferrying our resources from our other base over to here. I see some iron in there. I see some clay. I see some lead. Get that out of there and get my bullets back in there. Bullets are going to be useful. Put this here, and I got a bit of high-powered here. And we burnt all of our bullets, too, everybody. We got to get our ammo up and running. We got to get our super corn down and replanted. We got lots to do. We got to find our gyro as well and get this going. We also got to come back and repair the current base and whatnot as well. I think I changed my location. Now, my base way back over here, Tycoon HQ 2. And I got this one already marked. You can see it in the yellow there. I got that one already marked, and so I'm tracking that one and then using the red flag on this one, and that allows me to just easily keep them tracked the whole time while I'm going back and forth, back and forth. Great gaming secret for 7 Days to Die there, where you can track 2 things at the same time by right-clicking and using that red flag as well. And then also you can go in the map and say track that particular point that you saved, or it auto-saved in the case of the traders. We did find our 4th trader also in the desert. Oh, we got a airdrop over here. We got to drop on over. Very foggy in the forest biome right now, but that's okay. We want to just let those forges run for as long as they possibly can. This is kind of like a very forestry area here. We want to just go around these trees here. And always look for a way to land where you can just say, I got to dip, and you got to run out of there, everybody. I'm just going to land a little bit over here. So I can get in there and take off if I need to. I guess I could have landed in between these trees. And then we're going to run over here, and we are going to grab whatever it's got in here. Syringe, all right. We're going to unlock all of this. Ooh, we could use those farm plots. And then you can see I'm learning the books. Even if I already know the books, I'm still learning them. Again, it gives you bonus XP every time you learn those books. You can also sell them to the vendor. I typically don't at this stage because, again, I got my super corn up and running. Got a lot of farm plots. We're going to get even more. We just got some as a drop there as well. See, a little bit of a hill there going to help me take off a little bit. And then I can do a hard right. Dip between these trees. And off we go to the burnt biome. And again, we're doing biome progression in this particular playthrough. This is a mega playthrough where we are building very large bases. And I'm showing you the progression between a starter base, which we did in the forest, a bit bigger and a little bit more extravagant base in the burnt biome, and then even more extravagant, as you see the one we're doing now, in the desert biome, and they're going to get more and more elaborate as we get further and further along in this playthrough. So again, I'm just dipping along here, and now what we're going to do, and luckily this isn't as far as like on my team play, but the team one is like 8K out and then back, and 8K out and back, but we did move all those resources last weekend. That was pretty awesome. We moved all the resources, cleared everything out of there. We're moved out, everybody, and we're moved into our next mega base that we're working on. Still needs a bunch of work. We've still got a lot of stuff I still have to label, a lot of stuff to sort so we can get the ammo up and going, the kitchen and all of that other stuff. All that stuff's got to be labeled, put away, sorted and whatnot. Though I did get about 75% of the sorting done, which is great. And then we also figured out how we were going to do our garden, how we're going to do our skylights. We got to rework the whole ceiling. And the way that is, we got the kill box in, we got a bunch of spikes in. We got a lot of stuff in there, and then, of course, I'm going to be using electricity on that winter base that we're on, and also on this base here, we're going to be using electricity as well, and we're going to be upgrading all of that. So much to do, everybody. That's what's so great about this game is there's always like, oh, man, I want to do this, and I want to do that, I want to add this thing, and that's how you end up playing for like 20 hours straight. Speaking of playing for 20 hours straight, we are going to remember our breaks, everybody. I really got to start doing my breaks because it is having an effect on my health here. So let's make sure we set a little timer there, and I will try to remember to set my timer each time I come back from break so I don't forget. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out because sometimes I'll get all wrapped up about it. It'll be 4, 6, 8, 10, 20 hours later. And then my doctor's like, bro, you wonder why your feet are turning black? That's why you're sitting there too long. You're too old for that. You can do that in your 20s and your 30s, everybody, but when you get in your 50s like me, sitting for too long is not good. It's mainly a circulation problem. And again, I've been doing that for my whole life, though, everybody. I've been sitting, working at the computer for forever. Forever. But then again, when I was young, I was much more active because we didn't have cell phones and we didn't have all that where you're doom scrolling for 5 or 6 hours. Now, you go outside and you went outside and played. That's what you did. You didn't stay inside. Only time you were inside was Saturday morning cartoons. That was it. All the rest of the time, you spent every waking moment that you could, that you weren't at school. You played outside. All right, here we are back at Tycoon HQ 2. A nice variation of the Kismet kill box here. And we are going to start with our primary stuff that we want. Of course, all of our ammo and weapons, we're going to start with all of that first. Mods are not very important. I could have used some of this shotgun ammo because, man, we got right on down to it, didn't we? We got right down to it. Now, we're also going to need stuff to produce ammo and things of that nature. Did I pick up my chem stations? I think I already brought them over there. But again, you can see we have massive sums of resources to move. And again, this is just a solo playthrough, everybody. You can only imagine how much we had as a team to move before. And again, this is one of the toughest things because remember, you only got so much time between Horde nights to move your stuff. So I suggest to go right to it, everybody. Right to it for sure. Especially all this stuff. Notice I'm moving the gunpowder and bullets stuff and whatnot. I'm going to move all that first. And the reason why I'm going to move it first is so that I can start it running once I get my production running on the other side. So that's my highest priority. Right now, I don't need my forges. I don't need my cement mixer. And I don't need all of these mods. I don't need my dew collectors. I don't need all of that stuff right this second. But I do need to get some ammo going because we burned up all of our ammo on Horde Night. Now, food and water, I don't really need to bring all this food and water right now. I can just press the button here and it will refresh it for me. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and whammy some food and water, so I don't have to think about it for a minute, and then just press this button again and it will refill it back to 10 again because they both stack to 10. And I've got so much food in there, everybody, that's going to last quite a long time. Quite a long time, and now we've got more ammo, or raw ammo as I like to call this. So raw ammo stuff. Now, when you're moving stuff, everybody, don't worry about keeping it all organized. I strongly suggest you get it to the other side, and then... Well, hello there! Uh-oh, my buttons are not working. Oh, it reset my buttons on my mouse. Yep, buttons are not working. Well, I'm so glad I discovered that. Well, hold on. Let's take care of business here first. I can use my scroll wheel at least. Let's take care of business here first. I gotta get used to my mouse. All my mouse drivers and everything got messed up. I couldn't use my mouse wireless again. Screwing around with that. Screwing around with all that stuff. But we got it fixed. Oh, hey, thanks for dropping me some more loot, bro. Alright, yes, I fully got to fix my mouse commands here, my mouse buttons. Alright, hold on, blah, more technical crap. I just want to play some games, everybody. I just want to play some games. I don't want to sit here and do technical crap all day long, like fix why my mouse stopped working. Oh, that is not what I'm looking for. That is totally the wrong thing. Where is it? I want this thing. Wrong. There we go. Right here. Right here. Alright, I gotta adjust my mouse buttons, everybody. I gotta go and tell it what my key assignments are. Side buttons. Yes, I got it. Side buttons. Here. And this is assignments. This is 1. It's weird that it doesn't just do that by default. Look at device or press a key. What the heck? Keystroke. Really? We're not going to do it? Okay. Okay, there we go. Hold on, everybody. I gotta go in and reset up all the keystrokes of everything. Such a waste of my time. Gotta do each one. I don't remember having to do each one before, but such is life. 2. This one is 2. This one is new assignment. Keystroke. 3. I should not have to redo all of this. This is dumb. 3. Keystroke 3. Keystroke 4 to 4. And then 5. New assignment. Keystroke. This is 5 to 5. This is the stuff I usually do off stream, everybody. And again, I had to reset everything because they suck at their job. They suck at their job of making it easy for me to use my mouse here. I find the biggest problem with most mice is actually the software, not the hardware. That you have to go in and do what I'm doing right now and reset it up over and over again when it goes awry. And then keystroke 9, and keystroke 10, which is actually 0, 0. Okay. So I'm setting up the buttons that are on the side of my mouse, these buttons here, so I can press the different weapons and it will switch to that weapon. Very, very convenient, and one of the reasons why I have this mouse. All right, let's test to see if it works, everybody. Here we go. 2. Oh, 3's not working. 4's working. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, and 0. Yeah, 3's not working. All right, well, let's go fix number 3 and see why number 3's not working. Key assignments. Number 3. Oh, that's because that didn't go in there. Press it again. Fix that. Do this. Bring this up. Move me over. All right, here we go. 1. And again, you guys can see me do it. Right here. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 0. There we go. All right, now we got... Because that's really important, because when I need to pull my weapon out there, if that was an emergency there, I would have pressed that button and it would have done nothing. Now, I can also use my scroll wheel, though, as a backup to scroll through the thing. That's what I'm doing right now, using the scroll wheel. But I like the fact I can just press 3, bam, and I pull my weapon out, because that's what I'm used to, because otherwise things get in trouble. Game sounds are really low. Yeah, I cranked them down a little bit. I'll crank them back up for you. I purposely put them down. Humans are not designed to sit for long periods. Got to stand up as some as well. Yeah, I try to get like a 15-minute walk in between. Look at this, everybody. Decommissioned the whole base here. Very nice. Back over here to the raw ammo. Any other raw ammo? Some nitrate, some paper there, some coal, some brass. I don't know if we really need to bring the buckshot right now. What else? Bike box. Not going to do any of those things for right now. Don't really need any of that. Raw food and garden. We got some super corn. We'll take that. Super corn here. Don't really need any of that because I have plenty of food currently on me. I'm going to definitely need all of this eventually. Mod's not important. Plenty of gas on me right now. This definitely will be the last thing I grab. Oh, and we also have some Tech Planet stuff here. And then we have some stuff we can put away. The parts and the raw food and all of that we'll deal with later. And we'll probably want to bring our stuff that we already did. We already used up our garden stuff for farm plots. And then we have a lot of super corn in here. I think we'll bring this super corn so we can make seeds out of those. I think that's pretty good. All right, we'll start with that. Now, day 77 was Horde Night, and we are playing the default settings, which means we have an hour per day. So we have plenty of time to do all the things we need to do, but we can't slack off, because if we start to slack off, and then we won't have enough time to finish it up and get it going. Oh, and speaking of slacking off, I slacked off on filling up the gas of this, so we're going to kind of make our way back down, try to find a nice little road to land on. I like how it just keeps the momentum. See that? How it kept that momentum? Alright, yeah, this is awesome. Standard Kismet driving right there. It kept that sideways momentum when I tried to turn and land. I love it when it does that, everybody. That means there's some realistic style. Alright, not only are we going to have to gas it up, now we're going to repair it up because Kismet's running into stuff here. Let's fully gas it up. It's at 74%, which means I got to run some more gas out of there. Some corn seeds over there for right now. Actually, we can run double gas out. There we go. Really gas it up. All right, fully gassed up. We're out of here. Now, I have the extra tank on here as well, just so I don't have to, gas it up as often, and I can go much further without having to refuel it. It just saves me time in the long time. You hate the gyrocopter? Well, it takes a little bit to learn how to do it as well. Yeah, I'll go back for the farming outfit. I'm just going to be ferrying loot back and forth and just kind of watching those forges for right now. That's what I was just saying. I have plenty of time to run back and forth and to drop off all the loot. And I don't have to worry like I do with my team play, everybody, because those 20-minute days, man, they're just clicking off, man. They're clicking off fast because you know, you're doing large scale stuff, right? Like you're massively sorting loot that's going to take you like 2 hours to sort the loot. Well, guess what? 2 hours and 20-minute days is almost horde night. It's almost between at the end of one horde night and almost to the end of the beginning of the next horde night. So if you're doing 2 hours of sorting, everybody, boom, it's horde night again. By the time you've sorted the stuff from the previous horde night and whatever else you're sorting. So yeah, very easy to get distracted. I also don't have to hold down the shift key. I can just press the shift key and I can release the key. I'm trying to remember to get into that habit of doing that. It does make it difficult. So we're gonna dip back over this way and get it going. But really the gyrocopter is all about momentum. It's really about nosing up to slow yourself down and then nosing down to just, you know, go down as fast as you can. And it does take some practice because, again, it does have that sway and that momentum, very much like a boat does, everybody. If you've never driven a boat before, a boat is not like a car. It doesn't just stop. And if you ever played PUBG, everybody, it's pretty funny because the boats drive like a car and the cars drive like a boat. Because boats are on water, so they will just continue to go even if you turn the thing off, right? Like a car, you turn it off, man, it'll slide to a stop. But with a boat, man, it'll just keep going pretty much. And there's no way to just put on the brakes, everybody. What you do is you got to reverse thrust to slow the boat down. And you do not want to bump into other people's boats, everybody. They do not like that. Do not do that. They will get very pissed and potentially shoot you. So don't do that. And it's really tough when you're around a lot of other boats and you are trying to navigate, because I've driven many boats, small boats, big boats, and so on. Well, big boats to me, everybody, you know, 25-foot boats. They're very, very fun, but again, they don't just stop on a dime like a car does. When you press the brakes, you come to a stop, right? On a boat, you're like still floating, and then you still got the momentum of whatever you had behind you, and you don't have as much surface tension like you do in a car. In a car, you have the tension, of course, of your tires on the road, and that's going to slow you down much faster. And then you will come to a full stop. Where on a boat you won't, because again the water is typically moving too, so the water is going to keep pushing you in that direction that you were originally going, and won't slow you down for a long while. Most of the time you have to slow yourself down, or you'll just keep going, especially if you're going along the direction of waves, like on the edge of a beach, everybody. Those waves will push you wherever it wants you to go, or riptides and all sorts of stuff like that. Really has a mind of its own, and this gyrocopter is very much like that, where it'll just keep that momentum going, which is what it would do in real life, everybody. So that is a valid thing that they did. They added that in there as well. Now, again, you can dip down like this to go a little faster, and then just bring up the nose like this, and then really bring up the nose, and then nice soft landing like that. There you go. Often I just, you know, dive bomb it just for the sake of speed. But I can soft land if I really wanted to. Look at those over here, everybody. Things blowing up on the edge of our base here. Let's get into it. So we brought a bunch of loot over here, and we're just gonna throw this down here. And these are our drop boxes down here for right now. We've got them actually in the kill box as well. And we're just gonna move it all. We'll sort it all later. We'll get all the stuff running and whatnot as well. Speaking of, did I unlock boxes of ammo? 7.62. I still have not got that sniper done. Oh, man, we got to get our sniper done. And I got 3 points to spend, too. So bad about my points, everybody. Yeah, still looking for number 7 on that sniper, so I can bulk craft that 7.62. Well, I'm not going to wait around for it. I'm going to go ahead and start getting some going right now. I'm going to go ahead and track that. What do I need? I need some gunpowder. Which luckily I brought over here. Now again, everybody, I'm going to need a lot of ammo, and you want to start doing your ammo ASAP here. Oh, it might still be packed up here. Let's go ahead and put this away. Oh, here's a better idea. Let's put all this away. And then we'll take out what we need. And then we'll go ahead and get our packed stack of gunpowder, is actually called. Stack of gunpowder out. There we go. And then we can go ahead and start this going. So 1,500. Okay, that's a good start. Let's say 850 there. And again, just did the math in my head, everybody. Pretty easy. Oh, actually, 750. My bad. or 750, yeah, 750, off by 100 there. That we can go ahead and stack it in both of them. So instead of it taking, 3 hours, it's going to take an hour and a half, roughly. And so that's going to run. Now, of course, I have a bunch of workbenches, and of course, we're going to massively expand the speed at which we can do stuff by adding more benches and more chem benches as well. But we have plenty of gunpowder right now, and that's 1,500 bullets that we can get ready for Horde Night. I'd say at this stage, between 2,000 and 3,000. If you want to be safe, maybe go 4,000. But again, scaling up your ammo production is one of the best things you can do. And this base right here, by the way, is in the perfect spot for ammo production and also gas production as well. And also bulletproof glass production, also production of concrete because you have all the sand. And of course, we're by the winter biome where we can go get stuff from there. We got the forest biome where we get stuff from there. And then, of course, the desert biome where we are actually situated in. And we have some more bullets over here. We can run another 784. Let's call that 200 in this one. And then whatever's left. Wait, that was not right. Man, my math today is bad. What the heck? 400 in this one. There we go. Man, it tells you I've been doing too much technical stuff today. Not that I'm all there anymore anyway, everybody. I'm about 70% with all of my medical conditions and disabilities at this point. And the good thing is to recognize that, everybody, and not just, pretend like it's not happening. I'm a very realist, everybody. I say, you know what, I once was this, but you got to be real with yourself and say, I'm diminished from what I used to be. Because then you can go forward, everybody. If you live in a fantasy world, it's kind of hard to face the reality of what's really going on. All right, let's go ahead and do some seeds, some super corn seeds. How many do I need? I don't know. I'm going to say 40. We'll start with that. Now, see, I have the super corn in here, and we got this as our kind of central spot here. Do I want to build something special there? Probably a nice little entrance. We can go up through the center. Let's go here and get some blocks while we're at it. We're waiting for our stuff to go anyway. There's some blocks right there. Get this out of my bar there. And again, this is the dead center of the entire base. So we're going to go ahead and do something like this. And then you don't want to build any super corn right there. But I have this current problem in my team base where he wasn't thinking it through. So where I had my ladders, he would take out the bottom ladder and then let the super corn grow there. But then nobody could jump up on the ladders. So we finally got that fixed, and that's working much better now. So I couldn't get up on the ladders. I'd be in the middle of Horde and I'd be like, hey, wait, what happened to my ladder here? Someone took my ladder out. And that's why I put the ladders there first to show where not to put the super corn. But that's okay. We got it solved. Again, those are the type of things that you'll see. You'll have an issue with it. And then what you'll do is you'll work together on it and then solve that problem, right? You don't want to make it like it's accusing someone else of making a mistake or whatever. I think that's always a bad idea, everybody. Of saying, oh, look, aggrandizing other people's mistakes. That's always a huge mistake. You just talk to them, say, look, this is what I was trying to do. This is why I did the thing and the stuff and the thing. And then they go, oh, okay. And then they're like, okay, I'll go fix that thing. And then they fix the thing and then it's over, everybody. You don't have to make it into a big thing. So people like drama a little too much for my taste, everybody, where they'll just create a bunch of drama around it or whatever. Just like, relax, bro. Relax. It's just a simple thing. Doesn't have to be all that. My kids are the primo for drama, everybody. I have 3 daughters, and they make everything. They make hello into a giant drama thing. Like, I'll say hello to them, like, Daddy, I'm so busy right now. I'm doing so many things at the same time. And I'm like, I just said hi. I didn't ask you for anything. I didn't need anything. I just said hi as I was walking by. See, that's when you're losing control of your ability to, treat people with a normal respect, everybody. There's like so much drama. Too much drama! What's up? I'm Doc. Thanks for coming in, showing some love over there. Dropping some love in the chat. I appreciate it. All right, more super corn. Let's go. Now, I'm not going to get this super corn until I get my farming outfit, everybody, but my priority is really getting the super corn growing right after Horde Night. And And there's a lot of super corn. As you can see, nice long base. Now, one of the problems with the Kismet kill box, everybody, and this is a problem I've had for quite a while and something I wanted to try in this particular playthrough, is to have it actually serve a function when it is not in Horde Night mode, right? So every 7 days we use it for Horde Night, but the other 6 days, what is it doing? Nothing. It's just sitting there open. Now, I have built bases before, everybody, where the production was in the center of this, and then you just have the outside edge is the kill box, much like the bomb wall here, where this would be the outside, and then production would be here. Now, I have some temporary production there, but the actual production is going to be on the top, up above here, as well as our dew collectors and a whole bunch of other stuff that we're going to have up on that second level for protection, because if they do breach any part of the side of the base, you don't want them getting up there where your actual resources are. That's not going to be good. Now, I highly suggest also on a very long base like this that you do have a ladder in the middle, so you don't have to run all the way to the other end every single time, because that's going to suck, because you will be running back and forth, collecting your super corn, doing whatever you're doing in there. So it looks like we still didn't have enough seeds, so we're going to go ahead and do it here. Now, I always seed out first, meaning I max seed before I start to take it and use it for cash or for making glue. Because this way you can double it up, and then it will double up faster. You'll be suffering a little longer because you won't have, of course, that super corn to lean on for cash to get it. But over the long run, it is way better to stack it up first. And we have some things that we got from our airdrop there, where we can put a couple more bits of super corn in there. Look at this, everybody. There's some dollar bills right there. Dollar bills. And, of course, I'll take all this up eventually, and this also will be super corn all through there. So, yeah, looking good, looking good. Okay, we'll put our super corn back away wherever we feel like dropping it. Let's say right there. We got too much clay on us, too. Put that in there. And take this out of here, this here, super corn seeds in there. Just throw that sand in there. I'm missing something in my bar. It's my knife that goes there. That goes there, and this is my vehicle. Where's my motorcycle? Put my motorcycle away somewhere. There it is. That's what's missing. All right. Okay, so we got that going. Again, you see I've got some ammo in my inventory and whatnot. Probably a good time to think about my repair kits, too. I think that's the other thing that I ran out of. Yes. So let's take this out. And go in here and find ourselves, hopefully, yeah, some 69 duct tape, right? 69 duct tape right there. Hey, there we go. 6 years and 8 months of squirreling and forgetting what we're supposed to be doing, and yet somehow it's still working-ish. I know, right? 80 months, everybody. That is a massive amount of love right there. I want to see some more love for Rotisserie G, who also plays on Saturdays with us, everybody. Always backing me up. Always appreciate him. Show some love in the chat, everybody. Come on. I'm an old man. I'll just sit here. We'll just sit here and stare at my inventory until Horde Night comes. We totally will. I want to see some love in the chat. Let's go. This is an interactive stream, everybody. I expect you to show some love to people keeping this stream going. That is for sure. Because it's a monthly thing, everybody. It just barely survives every month by pure force of will. My will. It absolutely does. All right, repair kits. Here we go. Now, what I like to do is I like to make a huge stack of them at the same time, everybody. So I'll make a stack of 20 or 25 is the maximum stack. And then it's going to end up right there. There it goes. And then I'll have that in there. You see, I keep all my base resources on me. Now, you don't want to keep a max stack of all the base resources. So you see, I'll take half the stone out. I'll take half the coal out. So if I get any of those resources, they will stack into that slot, and I won't end up with multiple slots of the same resource. And I can just stack it there if I'm just collecting a little bit of that resource. Or if I happen to get it when I'm running around different POIs or whatnot. All right, we got that going. We've got all that stuff moved. We've got our blocks are running here. And again, look how slowly those blocks run, everybody. They run very... Oh, there's 43 there, though. It's going to take 30 minutes, though. That's going to take a while. Right here, you can see we're missing lead. We might want to take a moment, see if we've got some more lead laying around. And again, this is when it's really annoying, everybody, where your stuff is just, you know, thrown in the box. It triggers me, everybody, but, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Let's see. No lead in there. Now, see, we want to let this run to the point in which... Oh, right there. See, sometimes you go loot blind, everybody. It's like right in front of your face. You can't see it. There it is. So we're going to go ahead and throw some lead in there. And I suggest just keep... If you're creating bulletproof glass, everybody, just keep the sand in there. Like you do with clay and other forges. Like if you're going to smelt iron. Just keep that sand in there 100% of the time. And this way, we're going to go ahead and put some lead in there. By the time we come back, it's going to melt all that lead down. Then we'll be able to do some more bulletproof blocks as well. Cue those up. Always keep those running. ABC, everybody. Always be crafting. All right. There we go. We got that going. And check the gyro for anything else in here. Nope. All good to go. Back we go again. All right. We're out of here. Know all the mobs on the way out. All right. Again, we are transferring. Yeah, there's lots of love in the chat for Tizzer. I like to see it. I like to see it. Thanks, everybody, for participating in the stream. I appreciate you showing some love there. That's a massive amount of love, everybody. That's 80 months in a row, everybody. That's some serious love right there. And again, that's what we do in here, everybody. We bring in the love, we amplify it, and we send it right back out over the airwaves on 6 different platforms in 1080 HD. From the Gaming Tycoon, that's me, and all my diligent hard work to make it happen. Like most of my day today, fixing a lot of technical problems, but now my mouse works, and you saw I had to reset all my buttons, but it seems to be working better, and my mouse seems to be better off now, too. I don't know, that the software got corrupted. I tried to repair it. I tried to do a whole bunch of stuff, and I said, screw it. I just uninstalled it, and the second you uninstall it, everybody, you know you're in for a couple hours of fooling around with that, usually. So uninstalled it, and it seems to work now. Seems to work now, and seems to be working way better. And then I got updates to do to OBS and a whole bunch of other stuff I got to do. I'll do that off stream. Because this is all about gaming, everybody. All about having a good time. And that's what we are all about here. And look at this, everybody. So many POIs to go and check out. So many, even I haven't done, with almost 4,000 hours in the game, everybody. There's a bunch of them, hundreds of them that I haven't even gone into. Never seen once. And they might not even spawned in this playthrough, by the way, because, again, there's like 1,000 POIs. That's not an exaggeration, everybody. There's literally 1,000 locations you can go to, but they don't spawn every single time. So, this is why I turned the sound down, everybody, so I don't have to try to talk over that gyrocopter. They don't spawn every single time you do a map. So you could do a map, and even if it's 20,000, and wouldn't spawn all the POIs. So you can spawn a map 10 times, and then all of a sudden on the 10th time, you're like, oh, wait, that's a new place. I've never seen that place before. And that's what makes the game cool, everybody. I love the random generation aspect of it. They have some pre-done maps as well. But once you've played it once, everybody, then you know where everything's at. So it gives you a huge advantage. I like not having that advantage of my team saying, oh, hey, I discovered the desert. Oh, hey, I discovered the winter biome. Those are all key moments in a playthrough in the game, I think. Oh, I know where the traders are. We found the traders. Okay, yeah, here, I'm going to share the trader, where the trader is with everybody. Those are really important and fun moments, I think. By the way, I love the snaking river there, like the Amazon or something. In this particular map, pretty like a little snaking river through there. Too bad they don't have boats, or I'd get in a boat and I'd go along that river back and forth. That's really fun, by the way, when the river snakes like that. When you're driving a boat, you're like, and of course, rain's going like this. Everybody in the boat's going, You ever seen that meme, everybody, where the boat goes left, right, and then everybody gets thrown off the boat? Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever seen that meme, everybody. That does happen. People don't realize how incredibly powerful waves can be, and the momentum of waves. If you're going forward, especially if you're going at a weird angle into that wave, it'll just toss you right out of the boat, everybody. The momentum of that is something that you can't hold on. It'll throw you clear out of there, especially when you're not holding on. Yeah, there you go. You guys have seen that. I think they also parried that, too, in, was it Family Guy or the... I think it was Family Guy. I think I've seen the Family Guy meme of it as well. I don't think it's South Park. I think it was Family Guy. Now, I don't really watch South Park or Family Guy, though I've seen, bits of things along the way, either whether it was like a YouTube video or a meme or so. But, I'm playing games here, everybody. I'm doing what I like to do, which is sit here and play some games. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I like to be doing. All right, let's get up here. Let's get things going on. We've got some more stuff we want to grab. All right, what do we want to do now? Definitely chemistry stations. And this, we'll come back for all of that. Workbenches and chemistry stations, so we can get that going. Probably a little bit of each thing. And again, this is what I was trying to explain to my team last time, that don't bring everything, because we don't need everything right that second. Really, a lot of this stuff is just for reference. You know, if you need it, you need it. If you don't, you don't, kind of thing. You don't need to bring it all, right? You don't need to bring 50 stacks of iron when you don't even have the drop boxes set up yet. Because you don't need 50 stacks, because the forges are not even down. So you've got to get all that stuff squared away first and whatnot before you bring too much loot, and then I have to go and then pull all the loot and then make more boxes for that loot, and then I got to end up taking the boxes back out again. It's like you don't want to do work that you have to do and then undo that work to do something else. You're always trying to think in such a way, at least I am, think in such a way where you don't have to do it twice, right? Doing it twice is half as efficient, if you get my meaning. So I try not to overdo it when we move and, you know, just bring everything, because everything is going to cause us to fill up all the boxes too quickly. And actually cause more work than if you had left it, it would be less work. There they are. The rest of those. And this box actually empty now. So now I can put my little signature X for empty. And then I double check it again by hitting E to go in. I hit R to grab everything out of it. And it will auto close the box for me. Just to make sure. Okay, now we're going to get, again, all of our modded stuff. That's going to mod out our dew collectors and our benches and all of that stuff. All this is not really that important for right now. Will be when we get our electricity. All this is not important. Now, if I got infected, I can always fly back over here and get antibiotics. And the same thing with our raw food, other than super corn, which is the only thing that I'm running right now. Because you can see I have like 300 potatoes, and I have 300 mushrooms, and so on and so forth. And, you know, 1,000 meat and all of that. Again, there's a certain point, everybody, where it tears off, right? Like at the beginning, you're like, oh, God, I don't have any food. I don't have any food. I don't have any food. Okay, and I'm getting a little bit of food. A little bit of food. Oh, my God, I got a lot of food. I got a lot of food. Okay, too much food. Too much food. When you get to that apex, everybody, stop making food. If you fill up an entire box full of food, stop making food. You don't need to make any more food. You're good. And some people are like, Kismet, you need more boxes. No, I don't need more boxes. Just the one box is more than enough for a whole group of 10, everybody. Because we have a drink box and we have a separate food box. So if you have a whole thing full of food, everybody, that actually will probably last you the bulk of the rest of your playthrough. And you don't even need to make any more food. And there is a point in which you don't need to use your books anymore. You know why? Because you learned them all. There's a point in which you don't need to make your weapons anymore. You know why? Because you have all your max level weapons and your armor and a whole bunch of stuff. You know what you never have enough of, everybody? Ammo. That you never have enough of, I find. And usually, maybe at the very end of a playthrough, it might be getting to that point, but I feel like you never seem to have enough. Especially rockets. Rockets and those kind of things, which are pretty expensive resources-wise. You rarely ever have too much of that. Oh, tempting, but I don't need the meat. I don't need the meat. Oh, here comes Big Boy. Big Boy wants to get shot. I see you, Mr. Feral Big Boy. Hello, mushrooms. I collect you too, but I don't need to. You know why? Because I got plenty. So I'm loading up my gyro over there, everybody. I probably could take all this stuff here. Anything in here? Oh, we got some stuff in the drop box, including my farming stuff. Definitely want to bring my farming stuff. I'll leave the yucca for now. Actually, take the yucca out of here or leave it in there. I'll leave it in there. And then this box. Oh, I see somebody down there trying to get to me. Hello, Clarice. You are dead. I don't know why I'm calling her Clarice, but that's her name now. There you go. And again, you'll see I won't do any more work on this base, everybody, because we're on our new base, so there's no reason to fix the spikes and do all that stuff. Oh, hey! Oh, very valuable and expensive stuff down here, everybody. We're going to make sure that we take that as well. Hold on, we should do that right now. And put some of this back into the drop box for a moment. Because we're going to need to take the ammo out of here very Valuable. And the actual turret itself is... oh, it got damaged. What do we need? Oh, glad I looked at that before I took all the resources out of here. We've made that mistake in the past. I've already forgotten what the resources were by the time I got to the top, everybody. Sucks getting old. Mechanical parts and forged iron. This... Oh, I don't have the other parts. We might have to wrench some cars. And forged iron. Yep, we're going to have to wrench some cars. So what we'll do is we'll take this. We'll put this in the drop box for right now. This. So we have mechanical parts, and then we need electrical parts. And usually you can wrench some cars for that. Let's go put these in here. See if we got any electrical parts in there. Anything we can put in there? No. Man, it's got a lot of really nice stuff in there. You don't want that to get destroyed right now. I hope I'm not foreshadowing that. All right, let's put all that back in there. We got to find some electrical parts here. Weird that I don't have any, but then again, I could have took them to the other base. I find that your electrical parts, you have a lot less than your mechanical parts. Mechanical parts, you end up with a whole bunch. And I probably only need a couple. Let's go look at the other turret. I picked this one up, or is this one also damaged? No, that one I can pick up. Awesome. So yeah, this one's damaged. Needs some electrical parts. Now, I seriously doubt there's going to be any vehicles nearby here that I haven't already wrenched. If I was a vehicle, where would I be hiding? Maybe right over here. Maybe over that way. All right, let's go see what we can find. Off we go. Turn the sound back up. We got to... Hopefully I've got my thing. I do. My thing for wrenching cars. We're going to go off this way. I probably wrenched a lot of these cars over here, everybody. Wrenching cars is such a great boon to your playthrough. Ah! I missed a few back here. Thank goodness. Let's go. Running after me? Nope. All right. Let's wrench this truck. Ah, my little bookworm thing went off. Nice. Yep. Now, some of these, like this, everybody, are great for when you're doing brass radiators, but really don't get you any other type of parts. So if you watch over there on the right, that thing's actually working for once. You see I'm not getting electrical parts, so that's not really helping me by wrenching those. But if I needed the brass radiator... Oh, I got to go get that airdrop out of there as well. Oh, gotcha. Check behind you. Check your six always. Pretty good. I don't even know what was in there. I grabbed it so quick and then got out of there. There we go. So again, make sure you get the ones that aren't destroyed. Like that. And then we good. Out of the way, Mr. Lumberjack. I'm coming through. Whoop, whoop. Let's do a wheelie. Just get a wheelie going on. I'm not even watching where I'm going, everybody. Get that wheelie. Get that wheelie. Oh, let's do it. Let's do it all the way there. All right. Kismet's got skills, everybody. I got them wheelie skills. All those years of doing wheelies on your bike, everybody. I used to be, when I was younger, but I could also ride no hands, just with your body. If you've never done that, everybody, where you're not holding on to the handlebars and you're just riding without it, you can totally do it. I've done it many times. I would not do it at my age, though, or you're going to kiss my hip goodbye. For sure. All right, we got that. We got ourselves some electrical parts. Easy peasy. Oh, I forgot the forged iron over here. Forged iron. Get in my pocket. All right, you do not want to leave your turrets behind, everybody. These are very, very valuable. Those are to require some really high-end resources. Avnaf, what's up, man? Thanks for coming in. Yo, yo, yo. Thanks for coming into the stream, hanging out. Do I need to bring my turrets with me right now? No. So I can go ahead and take all this out, put this back in here, grab all of this stuff. We got a bunch of rando stuff on me now, too. I got to go back up here. Put a bunch of that rando stuff back in there for later. Then go back over here, grab a bunch of this stuff. Yeah, good enough. We'll come back for all of the rest of that. I guess I'll just bring those turrets. Doesn't matter in the end, everybody. I got to bring it all over there eventually because we're going to be moving out of this base. All right, we got one slot there. We can get something. So we just got to go back and forth until we got it all. We're really just trying to empty boxes out at this point. I'm letting it decide what it wants to put in there. This way I can say, okay, I've taken stuff out of all those boxes, and then I take all the stuff out of these boxes, and exactly want to mark it after you've cleared it out. Of course, Captain Doofus over there has dropped, oh my god, multiple airdrops. There's one that way and that way. There's two that way. There's two airdrops I have to get over that way, and there's an airdrop I have to get over that way. I call him Captain Idiot, who does the airdrops, who drops it really far away from you. I mean, my base is pretty easy to see, even from way up here. Even in the smoke and in the fog, everybody, you'd think he would at least, you know, say he misses it 5 times, right? And he could see how far he missed it the 5 times. And then by the 6th time, you think he'd get a little closer. And then by the 7th time, you think he'd be dead on because he would just practice dropping it right by your base. At least that's what I would do. So there you go. Still mastering no hands on a bike, but I'm good at low speeds and strat road. Yeah, there you go. Recently running into Windows 11 bugs, trying to manually fix with no reset, but after 3 months of this, I decided to reset the PC. I did the same thing with mine, Amnef. Especially if you log into Windows, whatever it's called, you know, where it puts all that Windows crap on your PC, and that OneDrive thing screws up my PC every single time. So I accidentally did that when I first got my new PC, and it's been a nightmare ever since. So I wiped the entire thing and redid my entire PC. It's really obnoxious. So I just don't log into that Windows thing. I think it's more cumbersome than helpful. But then again, I'm not rocking Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word and doing all the Office suite and all of that crap. My PC is for gaming. That's all I need it for. That's all it does, by the way, pretty much. Most of the time it does gaming. I do some design on it. I used to do all my design on my Mac over there, but it's ancient now. It's from 2014. It stays off most of the time. It actually has broken glass on the front of it. It's an iMac. The front of the glass is cracked because I had to get in there because it was so much dust in there. The machine was getting really hot. So I tried to get the glass off of there and it cracked the front glass, but it doesn't act, the front glass is just a glass piece. It's not actually part of the electronics. And I have it duct taped all around the outside to hold the glass on because the glue that was supposed to hold it on, because the idiot that came up with the idea of not being able to get into the machine so that you could get so you can clean it out, so you can get the dust and stuff out of there. And they make it where you got to take it in and pay them to get the dust out of your computer, which is a bunch of BS, everybody. One of the stupidest designs ever I've seen Apple do is actually to glue on the front of the thing where you got to have a specialist go in there and take it off of there. I took it off myself. I was like, screw it. It's an ancient computer anyway, everybody. So hoping one day replace it with just a little Mac laptop. Because I don't really use it for design anymore. I use my PC, because my PC costs a lot of cash, everybody. I'm still going to pay on it for the next 20 years, so I want to get my most use out of it. I use it also for 3D animation and stuff like that for the stream. But other than that, it pretty much does gaming. That's his primary goal, is to play games, whatever the latest or the greatest, or the ones we want to play here in the stream. So that's what it's for. It's really an investment. In anything that I buy, everybody, I want to get a return on my investment. I don't care if it's, you know, lunch. It better be a good lunch if I'm going to pay for it, especially at these prices you got to charge now. But also if it's like a stream deck or if it's microphone or whatever, I expect to get 3, 4, 5, 10 years out of those things, especially if it's something you don't use all that often. It should last a while. And if you get as many years as I got out of that iMac, everybody, you got a return on your investment, because that iMac costs about $2,000, but if you adjust for inflation, how much it cost back then versus how much it costs now, it actually is cheaper to buy a computer now because of inflation than it was to buy it 10 years ago. And the reason why is because the computer still costs $2,000, and you're like, well, Kismet costs the same. Well, the value of that $2,000 has gone way down. And normally, if they were adjusting for inflation, you would get less computer for the same price, right? But now you get 10 times the computer or 50 times the computer power that you got 10 years ago, right? So one of the few things that actually stays the same cost but increases massively in value. Not a lot of people think about computers in that way, right? If the technology increases and the speed increases and you're getting more of a value out of that thing based on, you know, saving more of your time, though computers in general don't really save time, everybody. They really cost you a lot of time in the long run because you're fixing and screwing around with them a lot. Hopefully not that much. Mac's a lot less than PC. PCs, you're always tinkering. The drivers don't work with this. This is the other thing with that. But in the end, everybody, they're actually the same exact thing. They have a hard drive. They have a CPU. They have a thing. The only thing that's different is the operating system itself. And for me, it's like, you know, am I going to argue which one is the better wrench? Which one's the better pencil? I consider that whole argument ridiculous. That argument is there to create you into a fanboy of whatever it is that you're all into. Because people don't want to feel like they made a bad choice, whether they bought, you know, an Apple or a Samsung or third party or whatever you buy. People don't want to feel like, oh, I made a bad decision and bought the wrong thing. It's never the wrong thing if it's the thing that you like. Same thing with consoles, everybody. If it has the games that you want to play, then that's the right console for you. That's what products are about. They're about your use. If they're good, if they, oh, hey, somebody dropped me some loot right there. Look at this horde coming in. This way, too. All right, hold on. I'll take a second and wipe you all out. You die. You die. You die. Give me that XP. I have like 10 points to spend here in a minute. You're dead. You're dead. At this point of the game, everybody, your day's 80 right now. You should be able just to mow down large groups of mobs like this. Especially on non-horde nights, everybody. You should be able to mow them down because they're not running, they're walking. You just myrtleize them all like that. You should be doing pretty good. If you're day 80 and you're not doing enough to just take out that horde, like sometimes my team's like, hey, there's a horde outside the base, and it's day like 170, everybody. There's a horde outside the base. You mean you can't kill all those mobs by yourself at this point? You got like thousands of ammo, you can't wipe them out? You got to call the whole team out to help you? Now, in the beginning, I understand it, but you don't have that good at weapons or armor or whatever. But by the time you hit that point where you're having, you know, level 3, level 4, level 5 weapons and the higher weapons of all the tiers, like the M60 or the auto shotgun, you should be able to myrtleize a ton of mobs, everybody. Wipe them all out by yourself most of the time. The only time you're calling people in is if they're very difficult mobs. If they're really tough ones that are like feral or radiated or now the charged ones. Hey, get off my lawn. There we go. All right, what are we doing? We're putting all this stuff away in here. We got a legendary part out of that too. Very nice. Hello. Who there? You there? You there dead? Crazy zombies. Want to get over here and chomp on my super corn, and I say no. No, zombies. You stay away from my super corn. All right, more glass blocks. What over here? Ooh, lead problem in that one, too. We definitely going to need to get some lead. Now, again, everybody, instead of it having nothing in this second one, you want to definitely have these always double stacked. There's another 27 blocks there. There's 14 blocks there. And 31 blocks there. All right, how many blocks we got now? 70 blocks. All right, let's go to work here. And again, everybody, we're going to try to fill all this in. I think we're going to need more than 70. If you also notice, by the way, everybody, I'm picking up the rotation and shape from a previous block, and I'm also putting them in the same exact order. So I'm starting on that side over there, and then I'm going toward me. Otherwise, you get these weird, like, patterns in your bulletproof glass because you can actually rotate them in such a way that they're going the opposite direction, the lines themselves. And it creates a pattern that you really don't want, everybody. I've had that problem in the past. Most of the time, I'll just leave it if I see it in there, but I try not to have it happen. So be very careful. Take your time with your bulletproof glass because it is very expensive time-wise. Resources, you can always get the resources. All these resources can be gathered pretty easily with an auger. But the time it takes to make the bulletproof glass and melt all that stuff down. And I'll make a mistake here at some point. I'll waste some of them as I go. Just expect that to happen, everybody, and you won't be disappointed. And again, we're creating a nice covered area for our kill box / farm. Right here. I don't really even need to put this in, by the way, but I could just leave this open. And then let the birds come in and try to get me and wipe the birds out. But I like it to be enclosed so that you feel secure when you're down in the kill box itself. Alright, so you're feeling pretty secure that birds aren't going to just come right down and get you. Especially if it's a whole swarm of them. You don't want to get a ton of them. There we go. Look at that. Look how clean that looks, everybody. You don't have those weird lines going the wrong way. That's pretty clean. Pretty clean build there. And again, you see I have one here in the center, and I'll probably leave one on the far side as well. Access to the upper area. Again, do them consistently the same. That's it. That's all she wrote. That was 70 bulletproof glass right there, everybody. Looks like about 40 or 50 more ought to get us done. Back down here we go. See how many we got queued. 24 there and 9 there. So 30, 40, pretty close. Back to what we were doing, though. We've got to get up here also and make bulletproof glass for this whole top part here. And I'm also going to make the walls out of bulletproof glass so that I can build out the production part of the base. So we might want to get a little bit of that going before we work on the rest of the sides. I'm going to probably work on the front side first so I can get my stuff down as well. So let's get a few here, a few from over here, and let's figure out what we're doing over here. All right, let's start with this corner right over here. Now, it'd be nice to have a block that was not only the bottom part, but also the top part. I'll show you what I mean in here. So when you're putting that in, it would also be not only the bottom, but also the sides and the top. And there is those pieces in the concrete blocks or other types of blocks. But here in the bulletproof, this is not a limited amount of blocks, but this is every bulletproof block shape you can do, which sucks. I think they should have it where you'd be able to do all the other shapes as well, because you'd want to make unique shapes. Now, there's the centered one, and then there's the bulletproof glass plate, which is really the only one I use. Oops. Not that one, this one. This one and this one, with occasionally the rounded one. So what I do is I just eliminate the other one so I don't accidentally choose the wrong ones. And then I'm going to go ahead and select this. Now this right here, you can see that this block is not advanced. We want to pick up the shape of that one. This one's actually the opposite direction. It's actually down like this, right? So you don't want to put it here because then you can't put the wall up on top of it, right? So you want to put this one down and then be able to rotate this one so it goes here. Now what I would want to do is put that one there and then put another one or put one that's an L-shaped block there, right? So I'd want to go here, choose my L-shaped block. Nope, you don't get to do that. Now I have to choose. Where am I going to put my outside block, right? I'm going to have to put an outside block that goes like this, right? And that's because I can't put two blocks in the same space. You can only have the one block in the one space. So now I have to choose. Now what I can do is use my rounded thing here and put it a simple rotation and round out the corner like this, which is exactly what I'm going to do because this way it only takes one block as it taking to multiple blocks. And then when I'm standing in there, I can see, and then if they try to hit me, it's going to hit the bulletproof glass. So highly recommend using these rounded ones in the corners, like right over here, like this. Now, I'm not going to put that one down until I put this one down first, otherwise it'll fall down. We'll grab the shape and rotation of this one, again, making sure it's down in that lower part, and then we'll grab the rotation and shape of this one, and we'll rotate it in a simple way. Like that, and now we've got that corner in there, and we are looking good. Now we definitely want to leave ourselves a path through here. I would probably put a door in the front side so that make it easier. So we're just going to take this out along here. Again, grabbing the rotation and the shape of that one, and just trying to do the same. Oh, or not, because it's I ran out. But again, all the way across, and you can see I have a lot of work to do, everybody. A lot of work there. We got to get some more lead, too, at some point. But as long as your sand is still melting down in there, you're doing good, everybody. Put a lot of fuel in there, because that's just going to run and run and run. That sand takes a long time. Make sure you got your advanced bellows in there so it's it's going in faster, and then your anvil, so it's running out faster. It doesn't really need the crucible. That's just there in case I need some iron. But we definitely need some lead in this one. And this one's about to finish in 2 minutes, so you want to make sure that it, right when it's runs out, that it can just keep running. And this has still got 14 minutes for just 19 of them, everybody. Again, it's a giant undertaking to make that happen. And this one's running out of lead as well. Now, did we find a lead spot over here? I think we did. I think we found a little lead spot that we were working on. We also got our coal mine up here. Our original mine is actually, this is where we started right here, by the way. Not too far away from our started base. I can't remember where we went. I think we might have went over here. Let me get my settlement overseer up over here and try to remember what these colors are. I should know them by heart, but sometimes I just forget, and I like double check them. Double check them. Where to go? Solo run resources. And again, I got a spreadsheet that's color coded. Tells me what the ones are. Blue. Okay, I was right. It's blue. I think it's this one right here is where we got started. So we want to save that waypoint as well as a lead mine. Right there. Or actually, I should have called it desert lead mine. That would have been more descriptive. Let's go ahead. Let's lead mine. Delete that one. Okay, not what I wanted to do. Come on, mouse, work with me here. Right here. D lead mine. D standing for desert. And then I also tagged it with my right mouse button so I can find my way there. And we'll find out what I did with my motorcycle. Oh, did I leave it back at the other base or did I put it away in a box? Don't see it on my radar, so it doesn't look like I left it in the other place. So I might have, though. I might have left it. Nope, that's right there. I usually have it with me at all times because, again, for whatever reason, usually when I have that around. We'll put that down. We'll go ahead and make sure we're finished here. We'll pick up our gyro. And we're out of here. Let's go get some lead. Now, again, you see I switch focuses all the time. Everybody's like, okay, I've finished that one thing. Now I got to go on to this thing and finish that thing and then do this thing. Now, this is an open pit mine, so be careful when you're coming out here, everybody. You're going to fall right down in there and break a leg, so go easy. All right. I didn't bring my mining outfit. Oh well. Not going back for it. And I'm just trying to find the edge of this lead node. Now I need some stone too, so cutting this back gets me some stone. See, and this is another thing I would like to be able to do. Just turn down the level of the auger versus the level of the sound of the mobs. Satisfactory did an incredibly great job of letting you individualize sounds. Like you can bring down the chainsaw individually from the voiceover and all of that stuff. I really don't like it when they have it mixed in with the effects. It makes it very difficult for me to hear or understand stuff, especially somebody with disability who's partially deaf in that ear. And really makes it muddled when you have a lot of overlapping sound like that. Again, I always prefer if they put it in a separate channel that I can control. And I know I'm not the only one, everybody, that's for sure. That's a good lead node here. This is still going, too. I feel like lead is one of the ones that take the longest, by the way. If you get in the groove, it goes pretty fast. But it's going to take a minute. I also have my Miner 69er up as well. It's not at maximum yet. We'll get around to it. In fact, I could probably put some points into it right now. I got some points just sitting around. 3 points sitting around. All right, what else were we going to do in the intelligence line, though? I know I was working on something. Oh yeah, trying to get my double turrets. There we go. Got my better barter up during adventure, so I'm getting 2 quest rewards each quest. We got to do some quests too. I didn't even do it in the burnt biome. Position, we're almost there. I say we go ahead and drop 1 more in there, and I kind of feel like my intelligence line is done for now until I go into executioner. Now we can go over here into strength, and if we get to 5 strength, we can start putting some more points into miner and into motherlode and into pack mule. You can see that it's strength level 4, so we could go 1 and then pack mule and then 1 and then 169er and then motherlode, which is both level 5, and then some junk miner as well, so you're getting more resources as well. Then eventually I'll go into boomstick, which I'll use, of course, the auto shoddy. So let's go ahead and just throw a point into the base right over here, and then next time we'll be able to put a point into pack mule as well. Actually use those points up for something. When you're creating all this noise, and again, I have the sound turned way down on purpose, everybody. This way I don't have to try to compete with it. Hopefully they get those glass shapes for 3.0. I hope so. I hope they're going to add a bunch of stuff. But, you know, hey, they have certain priorities that they're working on. And, you know, I much prefer that the devs, you know, put the time and effort into it to make it great than to rush it out because of some deadline that they, you know, they set. We've seen that failure way too many times, everybody. Way too many times than it should have happened, right? The devs should have said, hey, look what happened to them. We're not going to do that. We're not going to push out a game too early. Cyberpunk. Way too early and make people like me cancel my order. Because of deceptive marketing. Not because the game was bad, everybody. I never played it. I bought it because everyone's saying, oh, these are great devs. These devs really look out after gamers. They're creating a great game. And so I thought, you know what? I played Cyberpunk a really long time ago, the tabletop version. Long time ago. A good friend of mine was way into it. Wasn't really my thing, but it was pretty cool. We had fun playing it, though, way back in the day. And I thought, hey, you know what? It'd be fun to, you know, fire it up, play through, have some good things. But they were really sketchy about could you use it on the previous platform, and when it came out, it was a train wreck. It's awesome now, though, I hear. I hear it's really good now. So, again, if that's your jam, more power to you. Go out there and enjoy. But the people, the higher-ups, did not let the actual devs themselves, the people who are making the game, get it to the state it is now before it comes out, right? That's the thing to do. You want to get it to the state it is now, where they've made a bunch of updates, and it's really a great game. And it would have hit better than if they had, because they rushed it out and it was in a poor shape, that they rushed it out. And then everybody had so many problems. Another great example, Fallout 76, everybody. Put it out too early. Too early, and it was a bad focus. They focused it mainly on PvP. 99% of the whole entire Fallout community, which I tried to tell them multiple times, but they don't listen, is not going to want to play PvP, everybody. They don't want to play Battlegrounds with their Fallout. And again, there's a select group out there that want to do that, everybody. Just like when you're playing an MMO, there's people who want to do open world PvP. Which is about 1 or 2% of the group, and then the 98% don't want to deal with those a-holes. Deal with the gankers and the people who are of questionable nature. Not all PvP people are like that, though, everybody. I love PvP. PvP is very fun, but that's not PvP. When you have a high-level character, and I don't even like it when it's to my advantage, everybody. If you have a high-level character and you're picking on level 1s, everybody, you're a scumbag. I don't care who you are. I mean, I can run up, and I've done it many times. Playing World of Warcraft, I'll run by a low-level player, and I'm a high-level player. I got all the stuff. I could have killed him pretty easily. I just let him go by. Because they're just starting playing the game, everybody. You don't want to discourage them from playing the game. That's what will discourage people from playing the game, and that's why you got to sit in longer queues. Because there's nobody to queue up with for those dungeons, because that person quit the game. I think it's always smarter to let people learn the game a little bit first, and then when they're about mid-level, well, then you get a little PvP going on if you're the same level as them. then I do it. But I never do it when I have a huge advantage. I like it to be about skill and not about just the fact that you leveled up first. That's a scuzzy way of being a PvPer. And some people don't understand that mentality. They're like, nah, kid, man, I kill whoever I want. Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead, see how many guilds want you. Not that many. Not that many, because they don't want you to stab them in the back. There's people that are like that, everybody. They usually got self-esteem issues. So they got to prove how awesome that they are. Look at me, I can kill people in a video game. Yeah, level 1s. You can kill some level 1 people. But I don't see you going in there fair fight and taking on people in PvP. I don't see you, it's all about your skills what won the day. Those are my favorite PvP fights, everybody, where it's pretty even. And whether I win or lose, it was a really good fight. It was a really good battle on both sides. It was really close. Great example, Huttball, everybody. Really fantastic game in Star Wars The Old Republic online. Very, very fun. Whoever came up with that, brilliant, everybody, because it's pretty even because you have the ball and you're throwing it from people kind of like football, but in space. So you're taking the ball and you're throwing it to somebody else, and then they're taking it and they're running into the goal, right? And, of course, obviously the other team's trying to get the ball back and take that ball and run it into your goal. And so on. So hilarium ensues, everybody. It's all about people working together as a team, and sometimes you got to sacrifice yourself, which I always do the sacrifice play, everybody. I'm like, that's okay if I don't get all the kills, everybody. As long as the team wins, GG's. So I'm all about it. And I'll go in and I'll distract them. I'll be like, get the ball, and then I'll pass somebody else, and I'll run like I'm running for the goal, and then people are like, is that guy got the ball? And you can usually see it, too, but it does work. That subterfuge does work pretty well. To get it going, or I'll just run in there and die because most people like the easy kill, everybody. They try to get the easy kill on me when it's 5-on-1, but meanwhile, while they're fighting me, guess what's happening over here on the side? People are running the ball into the goal. And that is how you are a team player, everybody. You also act as someone who's distracting the bulk of their team so you can run it in for the goal, right? Which is what they do in football as well, everybody. There's a reason why they have blockers and people who are, tight ends, people who are running off on the sides and doing all the things. The reason why that is to distract everybody from wherever the hell the ball is, right? And a lot of times that works really well. Again, if you can distract the other team's looking over here while you got the ball over there, guess what? You're running that sucker in for a touchdown. That's what you're doing. That's what all those football plays are about, everybody. Distraction. Distract the enemy, get the touchdown, GG's. That's what it's all about. And see, not only having the plays, but then having players who can execute the plays is very important as well. How much we got? Okay, we're almost there. Now, I'm looking for a lot of stacks here, everybody. I'm looking for about 24,000. Now, why do I want 24,000? Well, each stack of lead is about 6,000. And you can see, by the way, I haven't really got bothered by mobs down here, by the way. They'll show up eventually. So each stack is 6,000. And then if you take it times 2, because you want to have 2 stacks per thing. So that's going to be 12,000, and then double of 12,000, because you're going to have 4 stacks, would be 24,000. And thus, that's my target goal right now, to get 24,000, so I can double stack those forges, because lead melts down pretty fast. It takes a while to collect, but melting it down goes pretty fast. Especially if you're doing it for bullet tips, or in this case, if you're doing it for bulletproof glass. Here comes that idiot again. Now we got like 4 airdrops we got to do. The guy got busy on these airdrops. How we doing? 22,000. There he is. He fell all the way down on his face. Anybody else coming down? Nope. I got 87 bullets on me, too. See, this is my version of pit mining, everybody. I don't take the whole top of it off, because then they can just drop right on your head. What I do is I cut a hole, and then I cut where the resource is, and I leave the top part. Now, the top part can just come down on you. It's happened to me before. But you can see that it pretty much stays, keeps its structure pretty well up above because the rest of it is holding it up. And I don't even need to put supports in here, as you can see, as long as I'm taking the iron out in such a way that doesn't cause a cascade. Right? You don't want to cascade all the blocks upwards or kiss this little cave in here goodbye. You don't want that to happen. Again, every now and again you see me looking that way, but I'm collecting in that direction on purpose. So I can see if there's mobs there, because sometimes they're real quiet. They're sneaky, sneaky mobs. A little bit of loot there. Oh, I heard one. Come on, coming down here. I love to watch them land on their face, everybody. It's really funny every time. Alright, come over here. Come on. Where are you? There you are. It's Fred! What's up, Fred? Now Fred is dead. Alright, back to work. Where are we at? Not where I was at. Oh, I'm already done. Okay, now we got a slight problem, everybody. We want to get the heck out of here, but we are way down here. But no worries, because I was smart enough to bring my blocks, which is vitally important to have your blocks. Oh, I think I'm doing the ladder upside down, but whatever. Still works, even if it's upside down. And we're out. There we go. Easy peasy, right? So I didn't have to make a big hole there, just the top hole here, and then work underneath it. If you work it right, you're good. GG's. Where's my base? Another airdrop over there. We got to go get those airdrops eventually. But I find that is the fastest way and one of the most safest ways to dig out resources. Is you don't have to build a big old kill box on the top, or, you know, an entrance or that kind of stuff, which I've done in the past. And again, if you're in no hurry, I can go for it. Do your thing. But for me, I don't bother. Sometimes I just do my thing. Okay, let's go ahead and stack that all the way up, and a nice big fat stack right there. And then stack this all the way up, and then a fat stack of lead. Notice that all the rest of the stuff, plenty of that in there. Lead is the thing that keeps running out of. And thus why you want to prioritize that first. Oh, another stack of 6,000 there. What are we doing here? These all look good. We got to get our blocks out of there. We got to see if we have any more ammo laying around. Oh, wait. I'm making ammo. I need to get it out of there. Okay, there we go. We can take this out of here now. Now we have the double stack. Is this the high power? Yes, it is. And then while we're just sitting around here for a moment, probably a good idea to just take a little bit of time, even though they're not fully broken, to repair our weapons so we don't have to think about it later. There we go. Lock and load all weapons. And then go over here. Grab a bit more of that. It's going to fill that up. And then I can put this in one of these boxes. Deal with all that later. This goes in here. Okay. We've got too many of these on us as well. Let's put that in there. Okay. Oh, we don't want to queue any more that we can, because this stopped. You don't want this to stop. You want that to keep going as much as you can. But it'll take a little while for that lead to melt down in there anyway. Oh, we're going to grab the blocks. We got that going. Put this sand away. Carry that around. 32 blocks. Pretty close to finishing this section, so let's see what we can do. Over here. And again, pick up the rotation and the shape of it. To keep this bulletproof glass going in the same grain direction, as they call it. Kind of like when you get flooring, there's a direction of the grain. There's also a direction of dots, by the way, or in printing, by the way. They're called dot angles. So if you put all the dot angles at the same angle, it causes a weird pattern in there called a moire pattern. You don't want that to do that, because it's going to look really bad. So the dots are actually in different angles. So they're different angles like this and like this, so that you don't see that pattern. Yeah, a little bit of graphic design there for you, or photography, and printing and publishing. Something I had to learn very early on, and I thought it was fascinating how someone figured that out, everybody. Someone figured out that if you have all the dots going in the same direction, wow, that was 30 blocks right there. that it's going to have an issue. So they fixed it. Very cool. All right, on the back side here, I'm just going to punch out my super corn here, and I'm going to take out this block right there, and then put in a nice cement block here. Boom, boom. And then we'll make a nice entrance here. We go up and down out of here on this side. So say we're running in the kill box and something's going down in here or wherever, we can run over here and we can do our business. Wow, this is shaping up. Love it. We got to get a lot more farming plots too. Love it, love it. Oh, it's going to be another favorite, everybody. We got so much more to do on this base too. There's so much cool stuff coming up. So stick around, everybody. Look at all that ammo. Ooh, mama. There we go. Replenishing our ammo is always a good thing. And we have another farm plot that we can just put right over here so we don't lose it in some box somewhere. Like that. And then just put our super corn right back in there. Get it going, doing its thing. Okay, and again, we'll pick up that super corn in a bit, everybody. That's not really a high priority item right now to pick up that super corn. Because I have a lot of super corn, but I got a lot of super corn right there, and if I needed to buy something from the vendor, I got tons of it right there. What I really need is I need this bulletproof glass to be running out of here at high speeds. Like so. Alright, so again, that's about 10 or 15 it's going to do there. And we've got this kind of specced out. What we want to do here, we're going to probably put a door right here. So let's just go ahead and do some temporary doors. Oh, I can't even do wood doors because I'm out of wood. Oh, that's what we need to do. We need to go collect some wood. I could go to the winter biome, but the whole easy mode forest biome right over here. We could actually go over here and start our tree farm too while we're at it. We have the road come up to the tree farm. Is this an actual POI over here? Yeah, Willie White's shack. Hard to say. I'm feeling like right here. Right down from the shack here. I don't want it to be too close. Let's go way out here. I'm feeling it right there. All right, what we're going to do is just cut a trench here, get it started. You don't want it too close to our base, everybody. You want it to be back a bit. Same thing with your mines. You don't want it to be too close to your base or you'll regret it later. Now we're just going to put down a bunch of blocks and make ourselves a quick and easy tree farm. Okay, this will be the edge block this way. Yeah, this whole side is rising in this direction. I'm not really counting the blocks here, but I'm going this way. I feel like we did an extra block left there. Go down too far? No, perfect. All right, awesome. And then this way. So we're just randomly choosing. I'm not counting the blocks at all. I'm just putting them down to get a general idea. Now, the first tree is actually going to be right here in this corner. So this is just the lining of the edge. So right here, I'm going to start taking this row out. Now, I could have left that dirt in there, everybody, instead of putting it in there later. But while I'm doing this, I have a ton of clay, and I can just make dirt for putting that in later, right? So let's say 20. I probably don't need more than that for now. And what we're going to do is invest a little bit of time into the future. And since I have a level 6 auger, this is going to go pretty fast. Also getting lots of clay I can throw in the forges later. This is commonly referred to as a clay pit. But I have a double purpose for it, both a clay pit and also a tree farm. Very, very effective. You see, I'm aiming low, too, to avoid hitting any of these plants. Then it will take an extra hit to get those plants in. Sure, you got lots of blocks. Lots and lots of blocks. And we'll see how the math works out. Okay. Need another one here. This is 2 wide, so we need a third one. Third row. Auger makes quick work of this, doesn't it? It does a great job. I'll get to the point, everybody, just like with my previous bases, that I'll build a tree farm. I actually didn't build one in the burnt biome, but we're definitely going to want one here. And this is actually in the forest biome, so even if there were storms or whatever, I'd still be fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it right here in the corner is going to be our first tree. So we're going to go ahead and put a little dirt in there like this. Now, did we already take out some trees? We did not. Let's go ahead and find out where I park my bicycle. Over this way. My motor bicycle. We're going to dip over this way. We're going to ghost ride the bike right over that lady right there. Stay dead this time, lady. All right, time for some chainsaw action. That ought to drag a bunch of mobs. They love to come running when you're using the chainsaw. Now, we need to come over here and get some wood anyway. But while we're over here getting some wood, and of course I could go back and get all my seeds that I have sitting in some box somewhere, buddy, back in my other base. Probably 100 or so of them in there. Or 200, who knows how many. But just as easy to go wherever you're at and take out a bunch of trees, especially if you got the chainsaw like me. Notice my chainsaw is only a level 1, by the way. That's all you really need of the chainsaw, unless you're really getting serious about chainsaw and stuff. And same thing with the auger. Level 1's just fine. Just make more repair kits. And you're usually pretty well off with that. And one of the few things I'll make a level 1 of, and then come back later when I feel like I've got an abundance of loot. And then make a level 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, you see I got some seeds here. I've got some oak seeds and some pine seeds. It doesn't really matter really what your preference is. For me, I'm going to throw some oaks down because I feel like it. And then right here, we'll switch out these blocks. And then you go 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one like this. You need a 3 gap. You want to go ahead and put another one in. Now, I'll just show you here. I'm going to put this here, everybody. I'm going to try to put it down. You can see it's red. But if I put it down one more out, boom, then it works, right? So this is why we call it the tree farm, because we actually set it up in such a way that it will be really easy to replant, right? So you take it up, 1, 2, 3, and then this would be number 4. You set it up so it's really easy to pick up, but also really easy to replant again because you have all these other blocks that are blocked, so you don't accidentally put it down in the wrong spot, and then it's at the wrong distance, and then it messes up the next one, and so on. So really great gamer secret for you right there, everybody. 1, 2, 3, and number 4 is out of there. Put the dirt block in. Put our tree in. Now, all we have to do is wait, everybody. And again, you can see we can make row after row after row of those. But there's a bunch of oak trees there. We'll just get those started. We've got to take this. And we got to get back over here. Check in on our porches. I suggest at least 40 blocks away. 30 to 40 blocks. Yes, way the heck over there, away from the base, everybody. I have built it right next to the base. It becomes an actual obstacle for you to be able to see the mobs, especially on Horde Night and stuff. Also, it'll slow your game down if you have a tremendous amount of trees over there, if you have a lesser machine, or even if you have a really nice machine, if you have enough trees, it'll slow it down. So I remove the trees before Horde Night typically, and I usually take out all the trees around the base as well. just also for field of view, but also because it slows your computer down. So good idea to take all that out. What was I doing? Door is what I'm doing over here. Door. We're going to spec out some doors over here. Let's make 6 doors. Okay, now I'm going to put the door on the outside like this so that the block goes this way, because this way it'll act as a wall as well. But that is so that also when I swing the door, it'll swing that way, right? If you're on this side, you swing the door, it's going to swing outward, right, and not inward. You swing it inward, then when you're walking by, you're going to be running into the door all the time. That's why you just leave the door open. You need to go in and out, you're good, because this is the more open area on the outside. This is why doors have door swings, everybody. This is why in your bedroom it swings toward the wall and not swings toward this way, where you come in your thing and then it's like blocking, and then the wall here, and then the door's blocking. That's why it swings in a certain way, also for safety, if there's a fire or something like that as well. So the door swing direction is pretty important to figure out. So definitely figure all that fun stuff out ahead of time. And then once we have the idea of how we want our door swings to be, then we can just copy it over here. Looks like this one is 1, 2, 3, 4 in. So we'll go 1, 3, 4 in. Is it the 4th block, or is it 4 in is in 1, 2, 3? No, it's the 4th block. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the actual spot it's going to be. Then I will, of course, put some other doors in for later on. Seriously doubt we're going to be getting to this part of the base today, but we'll go ahead and put some other doors in. And these are to protect the interior part of the base that we're going to have. And then same thing here. We know what our offset is. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Just putting those in for now, and then we'll leave space for stuff later right there. And at the different ends of the base, and then through the center, so you can get out on the sides and shoot the mobs, do whatever we need to do. And again, she's shaping up now. She's looking good. This is going to be a difficult base to build because of the bulletproof glass part. But we got to go in now. Tons of lead in there. How many blocks can we do? 25. And it's going to take 20 minutes for 25 blocks, everybody. But we have multiple forges going at the same time. Once we get this center part done, then we will start to build out the production part, and then we will actually maximize our forges so that we have 4, 5, 6, 10, 50, 100, 5,000. I mean, ever forges you want going. I'm going to have them all doing the bulletproof glass, everybody. Every single forge will be doing that while we're building the base itself. Because this way, it will be squeezing out every bit of bulletproof glass that you can do before that next Horde Night comes out. And potentially, we might be able to get it in there. Well, lookie's here. Ah, somebody wants to die. Bye-bye. Oh, and our timer says it's time for these zombies to die. Hey, sorry. Stop. If you didn't know, everybody, you can tell Suri to stop doing a timer. Now you know. Look, I'm showing you all sorts of secrets. Tech secrets, game secrets, ways to get crazy tons of loot, stick it in your pocket just like that. Thanks for all the loot. Man, that was a lot of drops. That was like more drops than I get on Horde Night right there. With a pack of mobs there. There is a perk, I forget which one it is, everybody, that actually higher chance of you getting loot from loot drops from the mobs themselves. And we're unlocking every perk book, every skill book as well. We got some work to do over here. But again, I don't want to fill that back in with dirt, because I'm going to fill that all in with concrete. We're going to make a road. That road's going to go to our tree farm. We're going to make another road, a highway that goes way over there to that town over there. So when we want to drive over there, we can. We got all sorts of stuff to do. We got to put our electrical in. We got to refix our outer part of our base. We got to do a lot of stuff. But we are working away here. All right, so let's go ahead and just learn these books, even though we already know them just for the XP. And didn't really get too many new books, but then again, I am getting to the point now it's winding down. Scrap those extra resources of items that I don't need. Oh, this would be a good time to put a hatch right there, too. While we're got some wood here finally. Now, you might notice that I craft mostly in wood when it comes to hatches or spikes or bars. And the reason why I do that is the ability for you to take it back out if you make a mistake. You're going to make more mistakes than you realize, everybody. You're going to make lots of mistakes, both in life and in game. And if I put this in here as a hatch that's made out of metal, then I have to auger it back out again. But if I did it right, it'll flip up like that, and it'll act as a backboard. So when I bump into it, it'll push me down into the ladder, which is why I do mine that way. Also, I have it turned in such a way, and I hate it when my team does this, everybody. It's really annoying, or in other games that I see people do it. They have the hatch thing right here, so then you have to, like, dip to the side to go around it. I always like to come up and be able to go right into the landing and not have that thing in the way. Another thing you can do to help yourselves is just put some blocks on the side like this, too, so you don't just kind of slip out sideways, so you always just go perfectly right down in there like that. You can also do it on the sides of your ones that are going up, so it acts to keep your character controlled when you're going up and down as well. So working pretty good right here. I forgot to jump. Jumping is useful. Oh, okay, well, maybe I didn't forget to jump. It just didn't jump like that second time. There we go. And again, that works really good to go in and out of your base, especially going to go in and out of your base a lot. Now, this particular entrance, I just realized that it is actually not aligned to the center of my base, so I'm going to have to take out one of my bulletproof glass things, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, makes a grown man cry, but we're going to have to take it out because I'm not going to live with it offset like that. No, no, no. You're out. And then again, just like I was talking about, I'm going to take that hatch out. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take this out and that out, and that's going to drop that down. I'm going to need some bulletproof glass things to fix that bulletproof glass there. Let's get some of those. Ooh, 14 in there right now. Very nice. And, oh man, see, kind of hard to see, but we can kind of see it here. Let's go ahead and put this back in over here temporarily. And go up on top. Now, it's hard to see from underneath because you have the shine of the sun. I find from up above it is much easier to do. And I think I had it right up against the base like this, which is actually okay because it's one block back from where it is. Usually I try to put 2 blocks back. I should have probably done that on that other side. This way you can pull up the ladder and the ladder can fall. I don't think I did that on the other side. I think I put it right up against here. All right, well, I guess we're going to be taking another block out because that's 3 blocks in instead of 2. And I really want it to be 2 blocks. Right there. Okay, now that we know where we want our ladder to go finally, we're going to have to do that, and we're going to have to take our super corn out of here. But no worries. We got all of our stuff here. And then we'll run this down. I'll run it all the way to the ground on this particular one. But you don't want to have it all the way to the ground. Otherwise, when you take out the top one, this will not fall down. And now that I have that like that, I am going to go over here and I'm going to fix this side as well. And I already have a cement block there. That's okay. Just have it as a 2 cement block edge there to give us a visual. And we'll put our... Oh, we should go copy one of these. Yeah, it's hard to see them, everybody. They're there. Hard to see them, though. I picked up the shape and the rotation of it so that it'll be the same direction, hopefully. Really hard to see from underneath. And there we go. And now we got that in. Nice. Nice. There we go. We offset that one back. And then we'll pull up the ladders at the bottom and just keep the 2 out at the bottom. And then at any point we can pull all these ladders. That's much better. And now we can finish this whole top part out. Again, grab the shape and rotation just to make sure. And then we got nice, clean looking glass there. And then another hatch. I took the hatch out. Like that. And we have our backing. Nice. Try not to accidentally put down your cement blocks when you're doing this. In case you want to take these blocks up later. There we go. And then it makes it bumpus. We'll go right in there. Good stuff, good stuff. Now I might take out that concrete block on the other side so I have that one extra block of super corn. That's how much I like my super corn, everybody. But I don't have enough farming plots to do the whole thing anyway, everybody, so that's why I'm kind of using this, and I have these blocks up here protecting it because we did Horde Night right here. But the problem now, by the way, everybody, is I have my super corn back behind here, so I can't put blocks to block it. But I can take super corn out for Horde Night, put those blocks back there to protect it in the meantime. Now, all of this will get moved up above eventually, but we want to keep it running over here as much as we can. Now we're getting a bunch of blocks in here. Very nice. Again, the lead was what was slowing us down. Lead and sand. So we got that taken care of, and now is a good time to take a break and come back, and we'll keep on going. So there you go. Doing good, Ibrahim. Thanks for coming in and hanging out, man. Hello to you. So you work with the good old Zipatone. Zipatone? That sounds familiar. What is that? I don't remember what I did. I don't remember what I did 15 minutes ago. The problem with having really bad sleep problems. Zipaphone, an obsolete graphic design material. Oh, yeah, yeah. See, yeah, actually, it's also called Letratone as well. Yes, I know it as Letratone, but they call it Zipatone as well. Yeah, it's a dot screen for making halftones. Yeah. I used a lot of those. You know, you want to see what size Zipatone sheets I used to use? Like that big. Big suckers, man. The stuff that costs like $1,000, man. When you use the big stat camera. So you use a big, gigantic stat camera. Use these big pieces of that to do screens and stuff. And again, we'd also shoot 4-color. We had a 4-color stat camera. And you know how you do have like a little camera, everybody? And you know those old cameras, the Polaroids or whatever, was like this big? This one was like the size of a room. It was massive. It was the size of me standing up. It was huge, everybody, and you would adjust it. And you had a glass thing that would flip down, and you'd put your, your target on there. And it was like a ginormous camera, like a super-sized camera, like a room-sized camera. And then you could actually zoom in and out on it like this because it went along a track that you could move back and forth. And you set up all your halftoning and your film and all of that. Yeah, 1 shot per color. So you would shoot it in cyan, then magenta, yellow, and then black. And then, of course, you got to make sure you have your right dot angles. And so on. So yeah, man, we could go down a rabbit hole in that one, Rescuer. And great job for pulling up an obscure thing that nobody in the chat ever even heard of, other than you and me, Rescuer, and maybe a couple others. Never even heard of that technology. That technology is dead. They do not use that anymore, everybody. Everything's all done electronic. You don't do it by hand anymore. You can take a better picture with a first generation iPhone than most of the cameras that you could back in those days. Now the stat camera though was different. The stat camera was a very expensive, like $250,000. I think it was $250,000 or $125,000 for the one that we had, and that was in the 1990s, everybody. So imagine how much that money is worth now. Let's just call it $300,000 that would have cost to buy one of those, just to take photos, just to take it and turn it into film so you could do your design by hand instead of using the computer. Yeah, and of course the computer came out after that. That technology came out first, and then everything that's in the computer now is from that technology. So if you know about screening and you know about the original technology, everybody, it does help you when you're doing it digitally. The problem with the design they teach today, everybody, is this is what this tool does, this is what this tool does. They don't teach you the dot angles, they don't teach you the screening, they don't teach you all of that stuff that you somewhat need to know if you're going to be doing print. Now, print obviously is way less now than it was back in the day because now everything is mainly digital. Before they had the internet, the only way that you could do stuff is you'd print it on paper and you'd pass it around. So actually the interesting thing about technology is the Gutenberg press, which is the original press, everybody, the very first one, revolutionized education of people around the world because you could print stuff on it pretty cheaply, and then instead of people hand writing it all out, which is what they did, everybody hand wrote everything. And then you had the printing press, and then everyone, of course, got smarter in the world. And then they got so smart, they invented a technology that obsoletes the Gutenberg press, which is why a lot of people read on their e-readers now, right? So you don't need printer and paper and a press anymore. You just put the words into an electronic machine and you can read it. All right, so that technology, of course, obsoleted the previous technology, and something will come along and obsolete that technology as well, everybody. Maybe it'll be some earphone you put in your ear, and then you just tap this button and you say, I want to know about insert name of thing here. And then it just beams it into your brain. So there you go. Kismet's calling it now. Oh, and that's funny because I tapped it and then my headphones died right at that moment. Apparently, it beamed too many things into my brain. That's funny that exact moment it does that. But yeah, oh man, we can go down the rabbit hole of zipatone and dot angles and screening and film and contact paper and rubelith. Yeah, we could go way down the rabbit hole. And I've done that rabbit hole, by the way. If you want to know about graphic design and get a little bit of knowledge about the basics of graphic design and some tips on how to use it, I do actually have a guide on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kismet. And they are bonus streams that I do talking about design and 3D animation and how to get started in 3D animation, how to work with your X, Y, and Z, how to get some basics going, like in free programs like Blender and things like that. And if you are going to do some design, everybody, I would definitely look into Affinity Designer. Now, I've used the Photoshop and Adobe products, everybody, since they began, since version 0.09, before they were 1.0. Before they even came out to the public, I got to use them as a leading technologist of my day as a graphic designer. So I've used them forever. So they're like breathing to me, everybody. They're like so second nature to me, I don't even think about it. But I don't really like the slidey, kind of slimy stuff they were doing for a while there with their subscriptions, and people couldn't cancel. And so, that kind of gym membership, kind of slimy subscription stuff that they do. I don't like that. And if you do that stuff, you lost my support. Boom, I'm out. So I pieced out, everybody, and I went and got some really great programs called Affinity Designer and Affinity Photo, and you buy it once and it's yours. That's it. You never have to upgrade it or buy it or whatever. The upgrades are free for that particular version. Like I have version 2, and I have gotten, I don't know, 15, 20 updates for free. It cost me like, what, 50, 60 bucks, and I got them on all platforms, so so you don't have to have just a license on every single platform like you do in Adobe, everybody. You buy it once, and I can use it where I'm on my tablet, I can use it when I'm on my PC, on my Mac, I could use it on a Unix machine if I wanted to. Again, the license for it is anywhere and everywhere that you're using it, which is awesome. You can use it on multiple machines if you wanted to. Say you were rendering something, or if you were saving a file, or you were using 2 machines as reference, right? You're referencing this file with this file. You can use it on multiple machines. So I highly recommend them. They are excellent at what they do, and they don't do scummy business practices that I've seen. And again, Affinity Photo and Affinity Designer, which is what I use. So again, I have switched from the Adobe products because of that reason. Again, just like Cyberpunk, when you do shady stuff to gamers, I'm on the side of gamers, everybody. I ain't on the side of the corporate people. I ain't on their side. I don't want them to screw you over as a gamer and make you pay full price for a broken game. No, I'm not on that side, everybody. I'm on my side, and I'm on your side, the gamer, and the artist, and the designer, and the musician. I'm on that side. I'm on the side of the average Joe. That's the side I'm on, and there ain't no two ways about it. Now, I do appreciate my sponsors, though, everybody, who are awesome. But if you're not awesome, I don't want anything to do with you. And I'm very vocal about that, too. I'd be like, no, thanks. I don't want to bring your game to my stream because I don't like your game, or my people in my stream are not interested, right? So I'm very straight with people. I'm very straight. I try not to be, too harsh, but I'll just tell them, no, it's not my kind of thing. I appreciate it. Like, they bring like a really scary or super scary, gory game that's like excessively gory. I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, I'm an adult. I can play whatever I want. But do I want to sit here and bring a super gory game where people are exploding in their heads and you're seeing their eyeballs and their guts flipping out and whatnot? I mean, 7 Days to Die does a little bit, but it's not gratuitously extreme, which some of those games are. And hey, some of those games are fun. Some of like Doom is hardcore, bro. Doom is hardcore. You're in there with the chainsaw and you're cutting right through somebody's head and doing all that stuff. But I love Doom. Doom's an awesome series. But when it gets super gory, when it gets like excessively gory for no reason, it doesn't serve the storyline or whatever, usually I just peace out. I mean, not worth my time. Not worth my time. I think there's so many more games I would be rather playing. See, that's really my big thing, everybody. I don't really care if you like gory games or you like this type of game or that type of game. I think of it in terms of my time. What do I want to spend my time doing, right? I'm 55 years old, but I ain't got much time left. So, and amazing, I'm on borrowed time as it is over the last 10 years anyway. So every day I get is a day in which I try to enjoy my most. Get the most out of it. And one of the things I love the most is to be here on the stream and play games and, kind of share my thought process of how I design things and how I come up into things. And then you take that idea and you make it even better. That's right. You make it even better. You take this Kismet kill box and make an even cooler one in your playthrough. Very awesome. But of course, then you can learn all the techniques that I've learned through thousands of hours of playing. And you don't have to spend the thousands of hours. You get those for free, everybody. You don't have to spend those thousands. You're like, oh, Kismet, I'm going to try that in my next base. So there you go. So right now, though, we're going to go ahead and take a break, everybody. Way past my break, but hey, that's okay. That's okay. Not too far past it this time. So we're going to go ahead and let you guys play some words on stream, earn some Kiss Cats by working together like we do in game, and then I'll be back in just a bit after I take a little bit of a break. All right, everybody, I am back. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see and hear me. Let's work together on this puzzle. Let's go. I'm going to try to help you out right here and try to earn you 5,000 Kiss Cats. What do we got? Tint. That's a graphic design word right there. Tint screens, too. SAID is a word, S-A-I-D. Right there. Oh, S-A-I-D. Oh, there is no A. S. Send. Huh. Man, see, I have the worst problem trying to see words in these kind of things. They'll be super obvious when I see them dissed. Can you think of any words here, everybody? I can see 0 words. Let's go. Whoa, Caveman Mock coming in like a boss. Yes, distinct. Very nice. Some people got a natural ability for this. It ain't me. What? Sit with 2 T's. Just gonna start throwing letters together. T-I-S-N. I don't know what these words are, everybody, but there aren't words that I'm familiar with. Or maybe they are, and I just can't think of them. Cyst. C-I-S-T? Yeah, that's not in there. T-I-N-T. I don't know. T-I-S-D? T-I-S-T. Oh, yeah, and a plural version of tent, too. Very nice. I could think none of those words. I just started throwing letters together, everybody. Thus is sleep apnea for you. There was a time in which I could spell, and it ain't that time anymore. That is for sure. Thanks to the one in the chat as well. Appreciate that, Wes, for letting me know everything's working. There's 1,000 kids caps for letting me know everything's going on. Now, let's go ahead and get back to some 7 days to die over here as well. Now, I have a hard stop today, everybody. We got a bunch of stuff I got to get done today. But, again, try to at least get some time in on the bonus stream here. Now, again, this is a stream above and beyond my normal streams, everybody. So I do try to work some time in, especially if we're working a very cool, big old base like this. Now, I did pause it while we were on break there so that I could pick up right where I left off over here. I'm actually going to take these out. Turn my game sounds back on. Stop these for a second so I can run them so I can see the total time. 25 minutes and 33 minutes there. All right, we got 35 blocks, though. That should help us get close to this end part here. Let's see how much of this we can get done today. And again, just trying to get this end part in first. And then we'll work on our production, and we'll get our rest of our forges up. And then we'll really build up our momentum here. The real trick is to have it running more out while you're using the ones you're currently doing. That's super helpful. Problem with bulletproof glass, though, is it runs out so slow that by the time we're done with these, we're definitely not going to be replenished. That's why I usually go find other things to do. Especially at nighttime. Good time to travel back and forth. Do other things. Or work on your base. Or production. Very close. Very close there. Oh, man. I almost got that whole middle part done. Very nice. That's looking good. And again, see, by the time we get back, it's nowhere close to having that. Means it got one done. And then one done over there. By the time we did 35, it did 2. That's why you need a lot of forges if you really want to speed this up. And so what we'll do is we'll let that run a bit. We got some more back and forth to do. And I think we're running out of space on these boxes right here, too. We're going to make more boxes. Do I have some that I already made somewhere? Right there's one. One's good enough to get us started. All right. We're going to need some forged iron to get that going. Where did I put that forged iron? It's in here somewhere. There we go. And throw that in there. Now, I just want to do it in forged iron so I don't end up with a bunch of steel boxes I got to take out later to put my super corn there. It's looking pretty good. All right, we need to pick up our bike and find out what I did with my gyrocopter. There's some zombies somewhere. Oop. Bad jump there. Hello? Who there? Who that? Obviously don't want to shoot your super corn. Not the best idea. But this is why also I use inside pole like this, everybody. See, I have this thoroughfare. Well, this block is actually being used up by that outside pole. But because it still allows the player to go through, it still acts as a block, but also the ability for you to transport and move your way through there without being obscured by the rest of the stuff there. Yeah, they're taking out my stuff there. My spikes over there. That's okay. We'll take care of that later. Right now, again, we need to find out what I did with my flying machine. Oops. Need to take that block out yet. What else we got? Where is my gyro? There she is. Right in there you go. All right. Nighttime's a good time to run back and forth. Remember, Horde Day was day 77. So we have plenty of time. Again, might want to just gas her up again just to... Oh, hold on before I take off here. I always forget to do this, everybody. I'm always airborne. It's really awkward to do the map while you're airborne. Tag where you're going first before you take off. Gonna be less of a awkward moment as well. By the way, I pressed down shift and released on the way. Now I got a bunch of airdrops that I got to take care of here eventually, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I got some over that way. I got one over there. Not really hurting for resources right now. What I really need is to finish out the rest of the base as well. Yeah, base building and night is a key nighttime activity for sure. Absolutely. So you get all your resources during the day. You start them processing. Turn this back down a little bit here. Then you get them all processing and working. And then, of course, by the time nighttime comes around, you're ready for some building and stuff like that. I also find travel's great at nighttime. There ain't nobody bothered me up here, especially with the gyrocopter. But even with your motorcycle, you can just zip past everybody. Bicycle, you can get past most mobs. Not... choking to death. And you can get past most mobs with the bicycle, especially if you serpentine like that with the bike. So they don't just tag you. Then why am I still awake? Sleep apnea is why I'm still awake. Or actually, insomnia is the reason why I'm still awake. And for me, everybody, you got to think I'm from California, so it's 3 hours earlier for me. And I think my natural time is actually Hawaii. So it's actually like 6 hours or 8 hours earlier than it is right now. In Hawaii, everybody, it's just getting to be nighttime, late night. I can look it up over here. I got it on my world clock. Right now it's about 2:30 a.m. in Hawaii. So it's still night, but it's not 7 o'clock in the morning the next day like it is here in Tennessee. I'm like that. I'm like that naturally, everybody. I think my natural time is Hawaiian time because I usually stay up pretty late anyway. But since I had my insomnia and all of that, it's only gotten worse. My doctor says, sleep when you can, get up and do as much as you can, sleep when you can, and so on and so forth. And that's why I try to have as consistent schedule as possible. But with your medical conditions, you don't know, everybody. You're rolling the dice every single day. Whether you're going to be able to get enough sleep to function as a human being. So there you go. Native California transplanted in Missouri? Me as well. Yeah, I transplanted to Tennessee, where my wife is from and her whole family. But lived in California 30 years in Southern California, right in Orange County, the OC as we called it. And grew up there right next to Disneyland. I've watched the Disneyland fireworks, I don't know, 1,000 times, 10,000 times. I can literally just watch it right from my front yard, everybody, as a kid. I could just go out there, and actually you have to go out on the edge of the yard, the neighbor's yard, right there in the street, and you can watch fireworks go off. No big deal. But, fireworks is like many things, everybody. If you watch it enough, it kind of loses a little bit of its zeal and a little bit of its excitement. So, like, when New Year's fireworks goes off and all that stuff, but I've seen fireworks thousands of times, so it doesn't really, not really that exciting for me anymore, but that's the way it is, Oh, you went from Michigan to Kentucky. Oh, what's that like? I bet it's warmer at least a little bit. I bet it's really cold in Michigan, wouldn't it be, Flex? Holy mackerel, I can only imagine how cold it is up there, bro. I bet it's very cold. Oh, no. Oh, yes, I'm getting cataracts now. Last time I went and got my eyes checked. They're like, hey, guess what? Here's a little bonus to your already bunch of conditions that you got. Guess what? You're getting cataracts now. Oh, great. Not like that's going to, affect my job or anything. As a graphic designer and as a gamer and so on, streamer. The winters are a joke here. Yeah, they're a joke compared to Michigan, right? Oh, yeah, it's like springtime for you. Yeah, they're sneaking up on you too, Rescuer. Yeah. Yeah, I got told last time that the cataracts are coming in. So when you're 65, you can go get your cataract surgery, but it kind of sucks in the years in between, everybody. You're suffering with that not being able to see. I know some of the peeps that we play games with have that problem as well. But if you're 65 and older, everybody, it's literally just an outpatient procedure. You go in there and GG's and you're all good. You know, they perform thousands of them every day. Make sure you, make sure you got a good doctor, though. I would definitely double check that your doctor is really good. All right, let's go ahead and work a bit on resources here. Let's go ahead and get that out of there. I don't know why that's in there. Work on a bit of our resources that are weirdly mixed in with our parts here. Let's see. What else we got? Miscellaneous crafting. We might want to go a little bit, if you know what I mean. We can probably take all of this now. Might want to bring, keep a little bit just in case you got to repair something. Probably take most of these stacks and just leave one stack behind. Maybe don't take the pots and take the beakers. Take this and take the acid. Take the most valuable stuff and leave a little bit here in case you got to repair something. Now, there's no really stuff for me to repair because I took out all the turrets and I took out all of the machines first, just in case I had to repair. But this is just round one. We're going to put most of this in here into the thing. Get off my lawn, guy. I see you coming in. Instead of waiting for them to come to you, everybody, you might as well just wipe them out before they even get close. And again, this is the mighty Kismet kill box right here, everybody. Again, it's Kismet kill box with bomb wall. That means when the bombers run up, they run into that outer wall first before they get into the middle wall. And also what it does, it basically tunnels them. If they do breach that outer wall, they'll all try to go through the same entrance to try to get in. But of course, they can't get to me because I'm on the inner part of the wall, which basically is double lined on the outside and in the inside most of the time. Now, on this particular base, I did not double line the base yet, but we will be working on all of that cool stuff when we get going. All right, we don't need to bring all of this yet. We'll come back to that later. Don't need all the mods. Maybe the gasoline we'll go ahead and grab. A lot of miscellaneous parts. This is just going to be, you know, kind of toward the end. We'll grab all that raw food. We'll grab toward the end. Maybe the campfires. Not that I just can't make more. Campfires are one of those things you could just destroy or leave them behind and just make more because they're so cheap to make them. Probably the most valuable thing in this entire box are these level 6 car batteries that I'm going to use later for electricity. I guess we can start working a bit on our meds. We'll leave some behind. We'll take some with us. We'll take our better water here. Yeah, we'll just go on meds here. Again, I got so much, and eventually we're going to move it all. So it's not like it's you're going to leave stuff permanently behind. Other than the base itself, of course. But then also the base will be here in case I'm kind of dipping through here and I need to go over here and shelter from a storm or whatever. Not that I'm going to have that problem in this playthrough because I turned the storms off. I sure did. Because they were getting annoying. All right, seems good to me. Now, before we take off here, we'll go ahead and stock up on some meat stew. And some yucca juice. I call this the double whammy when you hit 2 of them. You can hit up to 3 of them, by the way, usually when it comes to your buffs. Like if you're going to drink coffee before you collect resources, like stone or iron or whatever, you drink 3 of them, and then instead of 3 minutes, if you drink 2 of them, you get 6 minutes. If you drink 3 of them, you get 9 minutes. So they do stack up to 3 of them at any given time. So it's good to stack that up. Yeah, you worked at carnivals? Yeah, so you've seen a bazillion fireworks over and over. Hey, big love for the carnies out there, by the way. My grandmother was a carny, by the way. She sure was. Old school carny. She traveled with the carnival for a very long time. She's also in movies and stuff, too, with carnivals in the movies. Very cool. I'm 55 and already had cataract surgery on both eyes. Wow, or 56. Wow, I hope I'm not that bad by next year. We'll see. See, I also had my eyes lasered too, everybody. So I had LASIK surgery done 10, 15 years ago. I think it was like 15, 20 years ago now. Man, time sneaks up on you, doesn't it? All you need is reading glasses. Oh, lucky you, Shredfex. So they say at age 45, most everybody needs 2 pairs of glasses, everybody. The far away and the close up. For me, again, I was, by the time I was 16, I needed really serious glasses. And then I had contacts for many years, which I abused, which was not good. stupid young Kismet abusing his contact privilege. And then I couldn't wear them anymore. And I had the soft ones. I never used the hard ones. I don't like the hard ones. It feels like having something in your eye all the time. The soft ones you can't feel all that much. But you don't want to wear them too much, though. If you wear them too much, then they start to have a problem. You start building up bacteria in your eye and stuff and whatnot. So when I had my LASIK surgery done, everybody, they kind of fixed it so I could see far away and close up. So now one eye is like, when I have one eye closed, it can see like close up, and one eye can see far away. And now it's gotten, after so many years, and my eyesight has gotten worse, that I need reading glasses, which I have. These are actual glasses, everybody. I'm not just wearing them for cosmetic effect. I did get them done in white, like the fashionable glasses from Fallout. I absolutely did that for that reason. Normally, I get frameless glasses because they're lighter, and they don't sit on your nose and, you know, do the whole little, like, thing on the edge of your nose here that these kind of glasses do. But they're cool looking, and I go with it. I go with it. Oh, no. Yeah, we got to pay the Bezos, everybody. We got to pay the Bezos with those ads. Oh, you said 55 you had to do it. Ah, well, yeah, I'm 55 myself. Just turned 55 in June on my 10-year Twitch anniversary as well, everybody. I've been streaming here 10 years since June 23rd. And how do I remember that that's my first day? Because it was my birthday. It was my first stream. I streamed for a couple of hours, and thanks to my ISP, it knocked me completely offline for a couple days. And that was it. I had a 2-hour stream. It was my first stream. And actually, that 2-hour stream was really a struggle. I think it's long gone, though, because they didn't record back in those days. But that was like the beginning of, you know, when it went from Justin TV to Twitch and whatnot. So all of those original VODs are gone. But there are some ones in there from really long ago that you can go check out. For sure. Now, again, we're taking it from our base over there. And again, we're doing it at nighttime, best time to travel back and forth from our burnt biome base. Now, we already made one in the forest. Then we moved to the burnt biome, and we're making our bases a little bit more extravagant as we get into the tougher and tougher zones. And my character has got tons and tons of good gear, level 6 gear, tons of resources I've collected, and of course, making lots and lots of concrete blocks. And I picked this little spot right here because I knew I could build my base in the desert biome, because we're going in biome progression just for fun. You don't have to do that anymore, everybody. They do not force you to do biome progression. You can have that as an option if you want. Not that they ever force you to do it before anyway, really, because you could always just turn it off in the settings. That's the great thing about the Fun Pimps, is they do give the option, okay, the storms are dumb, turn those off. And that's what I did, everybody. I tried to play with them, but they just became too annoying. And I'm like, nah, I don't think I want to annoy myself when I'm playing myself a game. So no, thank you. No, thank you. So I turned it off for not only for me in my solo playthrough here, but also in our team playthrough, which we do on Saturdays. You definitely want to come back for that, everybody. That's next level gameplay there. 10, 11 people, up to 20 people sometimes working together in next level teamwork that you can't see anywhere else, everybody. You should see us build our gigantic mega builds in record time. We also play 20-minute days, which is very tough, everybody. Very tough to do, especially when you have a large amount of people as well, because you got to think that you have less time to gather food and make food for all of these people and make water and do all that stuff. It definitely stacks up quick, everybody. How difficult it can become, and you're compounding by the number of people in the game. So if it's just you, see, I only need to have 3 or 4 stacks of food. But if you got 10 people, you need 10, 15, 20 stacks of food, and you need it in a hurry. Otherwise, people are going to starve to death, especially your people who are out collecting resources and stuff. They're going to have low stamina. They're going to die more often, that kind of thing. Somewhere in here is some more forged iron, hopefully. Right here. Ooh, there's a whole stack of it. There we go. Put all that in there. There we go. And hey, we actually brought our farmer boots and our farmer outfit. Again, I was in no hurry to get my super corn, but since we have it, we might as well take a minute and re-up our super corn. Now this time, I feel like I'm going to use my chainsaw. Oh, that was growing. Chainsaw is super awkward when you're trying to get the super corn, because you don't always like be able to hit that center part. You can't just punch it, everybody. See how it's you gotta have to wiggle back and forth like this to get that super corn. Like this. It's so awkward, everybody. I prefer the knife because the knife's a little bit more precise. But it does use your stamina. So if I just do this, I pretty much hit the super corn every time. Got a lumberjack guy over here who wants to die. Bye-bye. Oh, look, I took out the tree behind it, too. You see that? Look out for that overshot. All right, let's get ourselves some super corn. Now, what I did is I put on my outfit, everybody, so I'm getting a higher yield from the super corn with my farmer outfit. I got my level 6 on. And then also have a higher chance of getting seeds from the super corn that I'm picking up.
Hello.
This is why we usually only pick it up when we have our farmer outfit. What's that, Brunheen? Yeah, there we go. Back from the ads. Yeah, sorry about that, Flex. You know, Bezos has got to get his dollar bills, you know. He's got to get his dollar, and also does help support the stream as well. My biggest recommend, everybody, if you cannot afford to sub to the channel, is to consider Twitch Prime, or not Twitch Prime, but, well, if you got Twitch Prime, use that. But to consider Twitch Turbo. Because Twitch Turbo, not only does it support the stream and you don't have to watch any ads, but it supports all streams. 9 million streamers on Twitch, or how many ever there are on there. 6 million, 5 million, 2 million, I don't know. I heard 9 million at some point. But that supports everybody. So I appreciate everybody who does use that Twitch Turbo to not only support my stream, but pretty much everybody's stream on the platform. So on behalf of all streamers, I appreciate you. I heard a screamer somewhere. She's bringing a bunch of peeps in. Ooh, there's some loot there. Really want to find the screamer first. Ah, there she is. She died on the spikes, but not before calling everybody and their mother in here. Another one. Look at that. See, look at this. Day 80, and I got 2 feral screamers. Now, there is a miracle that is happening in this playthrough, everybody. This is probably one of my best playthroughs that I've done. Because I'm so lucky on the drops I've been getting along the way. It's been like crazy drops. By the way, this is the Kismet kill box, everybody. My signature thing that I do build. I've iterated on it hundreds and hundreds of times. I've played for 3,700 hours, pretty much. What am I at right now? Actually, 3,800 hours. Let me update that. 3,808.8 hours over there on Steam. And loving every second of it still. Because it's just something really fun about building your bases, something fun about fighting mobs. Now, I don't play the game continuously every single day, all day for an amount of time. I played for a while with my team, and oh, don't shoot my gyro. Don't shoot the gyro, not a good idea. Let's go up here. You did. Yeah, let's pick up our gyro here. I totally forgot to pick it up. And I've done hundreds of bases, and again, played for thousands and thousands of hours. And I feel like, you know, 4,000 hours almost is rookie numbers in this game, everybody. That's rookie numbers. That's when you're just getting started. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, everybody. Again, really enjoy the game. I think they've done an excellent job. My favorite part is the fact that you can customize it so much, everybody. Again, I play, this is on a solo game on my local machine. We also have an awesome stream sponsor, the awesome people over at G-Portal, who are our server sponsor as well. And we play on what I call the Mega Server. The Mega Server is where you can have thousands of people on there if you really wanted to. Now, certain games are spec'd for a certain max number of players. Like 7 Days to Die is spec'd for 8 players, maximum. Right? So if you're playing on a local game or if you're playing on a server, usually you have about 8 people. Well, we don't do that. Sometimes we have 10, sometimes we have 20 people working together, building bases, running out, grabbing resources, and all sorts of mayhem incurs along the way. So you definitely want to be around Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I'm getting to winter time here, everybody. So I avoid going outside because it's too dang cold for this old man. So I'm going to try to up the amount of streams we're going to be doing. Plus, we're going to be doing a bunch of streams during November. And then we're going to have our 25 days, which I do every single year, everybody. Our 25 days of giveaways and also our main project we're working on, our Vault Van Life project. We're going to be working on that as well. Try to raise funds to get that started, hopefully in the new year. We'll see if we can get it going, everybody. One of the largest projects, or is the largest project I've ever done. Has to have the next space trip funded. Yes, there you go. Exactly. So he can run some of his friends to space, right? Right, Flex? I don't think I could, if I tried, I could have put more cringe into that space flight. Oh my gosh, it was so cringy, everybody. I was like, ooh, okay. Do these people not know that that is super cringy, what they're doing? I mean, that's crazy, everybody. Now, they didn't really go to space, everybody. They went to where they were lately. So there's like space, and then there's like space. Where you got the, the space station, that's where space is. This is more like you went up, and then, okay, hey, look around, and then you came down. Almost like an amusement ride, everybody. They're not like way into space. They're not like halfway to the moon kind of into space, everybody. Because that takes real guts there, everybody. It's more like a ride for them. They went up and they came down. Not that it doesn't have its dangers, and not that it's not still a very dangerous thing. But I would not put them anywhere in league with the people who spent a lifetime getting to space, everybody. They spent from every moment when they were a child till the moment in which they got to go on the on a spaceship into outer space, everybody. Those are the real astronauts, the people who have gone through the serious stuff, everybody, the really hardcore training. Those are my astronauts, anyway. If you just took a ride into space and you came back down and you didn't have to have any skill whatsoever to do that, everybody, we call that a ride in my day. We don't call that being an astronaut. An astronaut is someone who pioneers it all. And goes to, like, the moon, or to the space station, or et cetera, et cetera. You get the idea. At least my opinion. Now, again, not to minimize their achievement by being rich, but, some people earned it, and some people bought their way. Just saying. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, chat? Put a one in the chat if you know what I mean. Some people put their life on the line to do it. They put their life on the line time and time again to earn their ticket to ride, being like a test pilot or something cool like that. Big love to all the Chuck Yeagers out there, everybody. You know who you are. You know who you are. All the people out there flying all those experimental planes and, carving a path for the future of aviators. All of those people. Yeah, all those awesome heroes of the days, All those amazing peeps. So again, everybody, if I went on like on a rocket, say it's like, hey, Elon Musk calls me up. Hey, Elon, call me up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to Mars. I'll be the first streamer on Mars. It'll be awesome. It'll take 20 minutes for you to chat to me, though, everybody. So when you say, hey, Kismet, what are you doing? It'll be like 20 minutes, and I'll say, yeah, 20 minutes ago I was doing this. Because it'll take 20 minutes to... does it take 20 minutes to go there and back? So it's 40 minutes before I would respond to you? Or is it 20 minutes round trip? How long does Signal take to go round trip to Mars? I can't remember now. 22 minutes for a round trip. Oh, I was right. Hey, I was right. It was 20 minutes, roughly. Look at me. I remembered something correctly. Amazing. Amazing! Yes, so basically it would be like a 20-minute delay in every conversation we did. But if you called me up and said, hey, Kismet, we want you to go to Mars, bro. You get to go on, the first one. I'll be like, okay, I'll go on like the 10th one. You could send everybody else on the first one. I'll go on like the 10th one when you got the kinks worked out a little bit. But I would go at heartbeat, everybody, without even second thought. But I'm kind of old. So, that stuff's for the young, everybody. That stuff is definitely for the young, for the next generation who's going to go off and pioneer making spaceships and flying around in outer space and doing all that stuff we dreamed of as kids, everybody, in science fiction. They'll make it science fact. It'll be real. Just like the time in which you used to read that comic book strip, everybody, Dick Tracy. Here it is right here. Here it is, your little watch that you can talk into and have a whole conversation and make a phone call on. The things that we used to dream about as kids one day, that we would have a Dick Tracy watch we could talk into. That's today. That's right now, this moment. I could call somebody on my phone or on my watch there through my phone and talk to them. Pretty amazing, I think, everybody. Technology actually came to pass in my lifetime. Just imagine what else we'll come up with. We don't destroy ourselves with our pettiness that we too bad possess as human beings. But we'll see how it works out, everybody. I won't be around. I won't be around. But I'd go in a second, everybody. I wouldn't even second thought it. Nope, not for a second. I would go. Just sign me up. I'm out. I'm out just like that. But if I went to Mars, everybody, I would not say, hey, I'm an astronaut. I'm like a passenger on the plane or in this case, the rocket ship that takes me to Mars. But I wouldn't call myself an astronaut. That's an insult to the people who have spent a lifetime becoming those things. To have their one shot or two shots at being an astronaut and going into outer space, right? Like I wouldn't put myself in the same ranking of like Neil Armstrong or something like that, everybody. That'd be an insult to their legacy and how much work that they put into getting where they got. Yeah, so I think it's pretty important as well. Are you Saul Goodman? I get that from time to time. I actually get Tony Hawk more than that, Wrathchild. And in case you want to have a little laugh, how about I go ahead and throw that video right there I made, I don't know, 8 years ago. You're about 8 years behind on that one. But I made a video about, hey, yeah, I look like Tony Hawk and so on and so forth. A little bit about the stream. So you're welcome to go have yourself a good laugh on that one. The funny thing is, everybody, I've never watched that show. I've never watched that show as well. And I think that, and hey, I appreciate being compared to one of the greatest skaters of all time and a fantastic actor. Saul Goodman. Let me go see what the name of that guy is. What's his name that plays Saul Goodman? Bob Oderick. And let's see how old Bob is. I think he's older than me. So, if you're the older person, then people look like you. But if you're the older person, then, well, you look like them. But if you're the older person, then they look like you. In my case, he's 63. So I look like him. And Tony Hawk is 1 year older than me. He's 56. And so I look like him. But there is some other politician, which I forget his name is, and somebody else that somebody has mentioned before, which some obscure actor that I never heard of before, who are younger than me. So they look like me. Because I came first. I arrived on the planet first, so I get first dibs on what I look like. So there you go. It's like 70% Saul, 30% Tony Hawk. Well, it's 100% Kismet, I can tell you that. I've always been me, and I have been no one else, everybody. 100% me. That's who you want to be, everybody. And that's one of my favorite things in Kung Fu Panda, everybody. He's like, I'm not a big fat panda. I'm the big fat panda. So you own it, everybody. You own it in your life. I'm not a Kismet. I'm the Kismet, the original, the number one, the first one. Everybody else who uses the name Kismet, they're just an offshoot of me. They came after me, everybody. Just like if you're playing a role like as an actor, like the people who play in Breaking Bad and what do they call it? Better Call Saul is the name of that show. I just was looking it up there. Then whoever does it after them is a copy of them. See, I think anyway. So at least you should get first dibs if you're older. First dibs that, hey, you look like me kind of thing. All right, what else do we need in here? We need a bunch of clay in there. Well, that's certainly not a problem. We've got a ton of that laying around. In fact, we'll put one right back there. And then we'll go over here and see this one's stone over here. Well, we got a bunch of that as well. Throw that in there. And see, whichever one's getting low, that's the one you throw in there, and you just keep the sand in there the whole time, everybody. Just keep the sand constantly melting down in there. So that you can keep that bulletproof glass going. Now, right now, I'm trying to use the bulletproof glass. I finished, by the way, I forgot to say that. We finished the whole middle part of the base, so pretty awesome. We've got our enclosed super corn inside the Kismet kill box. Again, this is one of my signature builds that I do. I do them of different sizes and different lengths and different configurations because it is a modular base. One of my favorite bases that I've ever done. In fact, it makes the game so easy that I don't do it anymore, is the fact that I build modular bases, the bases that actually grow as you continue through the game. So you start with a small little base. and it is your production, and then it grows a little bit to defend your location, and then it grows a little bit more, and it grows a little bit more. And well, one of the ones that we did as a team, everybody, is my favorite modular base that I've done in 7 Days to Die. It was absolute perfection. By the end of it, we had farms all the way down into bedrock, and we had 4 or 5 levels of dew collectors up above. We also had solar power. We had electricity. We had, I think we had 5 layers of electric fencing. And just, man, amazing, amazing build. It was all in the forest, though. We just stayed in the forest in that particular build and didn't really move biomes like we are in this playthrough. And it was super, super fun. You go back and see all of those videos, by the way, thousands of them for the past 10 plus years on YouTube. I'll go ahead and throw all those links in the chat for you, everybody, right over here, like that. Now, I'm all about efficiency, everybody, and that's what the Kismet Kill Box is all about, right? So efficiency and using the minimum amount of resources for the maximum return on your investment of your most precious resource, which is your time. That's right. Your time is your most precious resource in-game, especially since you only have 7 days to make it happen. Plus, also in real life, everybody, your time is the thing that you can't get any more of. If you're a billionaire, you cannot get more time. You are going to die. And guess what? Life is a zero-sum game. So no matter how much money you make, everybody, you're not taking it with you. But you will get to take your memories and all the other things you got to go, your pretty pictures along the way, they say anyway. I don't know. I'd have to die to find out, wouldn't I? I'd have to die to know if it was true. And I'm trying to avoid dying, and I've been trying to avoid dying for the last 10 years of really bad medical conditions that have been really tough to survive with. So the basic premise of this base is there is the internal part of the base. And you'll see me, I have multiple bases, and the bases get, oh, hey, there's Edspur in the chat. He's got his own command. Pretty cool, right? And so the bases will slightly get bigger and bigger based on the amount of production that I need, right? So in the beginning, you don't need that much production. So what I will do is I will have a post, and then I'll do what's known as a 5-span. A 5-span is your ultimate in stability, right? Gives you enough room in between where you can do stuff, make doors and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to put a post at every single thing. And then you do a 5-span. So it's 1 on the edge, 5 in between, and then 1 on the other side. So basically it's a 7 all the way across, right? And then you do a 7x7 square, and boom, you got yourself a Kismet Kill Box shape, right? Then what you do is you use your poles here, because then you both have melee that you can do, right? As well as you can blast them in the face. You can also shoot them in the kneecaps down here, or blast them when the birds are coming in up there. You can do that, right? So the inner part is the Kismet Kill Box. And then the outer part is known as an extension or a modular extension to the base, which is called the bomb wall. Now, at a certain point, about game stage 80 or higher, about a game stage 100, you're going to start getting bombers. And if those bombers get up, even if you have concrete, everybody, they can breach this concrete, and then those mobs will come flooding in and they'll get you, right? So what we do is we build a secondary wall out here beyond the spikes. Normally I do 5 rows of spikes, and then I will put an outer wall after a certain day, after a certain game stage. Now, by some miracle, everybody, and I'm not trying to do this on purpose because I don't care if I die or not, but I have died 0 amount of times in this day. This is the longest I've ever gone in any playthrough ever, and I've done hundreds of them since all the way back to like Alpha 8 or 9 or 10 or something like that. I don't remember how long ago. I don't remember what the first alpha was that I did, but I could go back on YouTube and I could look if I really wanted to. I got a whole playlist. You just go all the way back to the first one and say, oh, okay, this is the first 7 days to die. This was alpha whatever, alpha 12 or whatever. But you can see I'm level 75. I've died 0 amount of times, and that means my game stage is going to be massively high, everybody. Right now it's 237 here in the desert biome. Based on what biome you're in, it will boost your game stage as well as boost your loot drop or loot stage. What you're going to get right here, I'm 168 in the desert biome, right? Because it goes forest, then burnt biome, then desert, then winter, and then, of course, the wasteland, which we're trying to get to, but we aren't in any rush. We are building our bases, and I'm staying behind my team's play. We just moved from the desert to the winter biome in my team play with my crew on Saturdays. And in my solo play here, we are in now moved from the burnt biome to the desert biome. Again, staying a little bit behind them on purpose. So we can, do all that fun stuff as a team first, and then I'll do it solo over here. Now, what we're trying to do up here at the top, everybody, we're trying to get our bulletproof glass together. Now, bulletproof glass, among the toughest blocks to make in the game. They take a long time to process, and they are pretty precious because they use every resource except the very precious as well, the brass as well. So this one needs a bit of clay and stone. It's got a good amount of sand in there. I should probably leave the stone in there for now and let that run. And what I'm doing is I'm just building this corner out first, and then what I'm going to do is utilize this corner for some more forges that will let me do more of this. Now, here's one of the problems with having the block there, everybody, is if I put the block on the inside here, so if I go in and I say, hey, I want this block, and because I don't want it to be centered, and then we'll go advanced rotation, and then we can put this block in here. But if I wanted to put a workbench right there, the block's going to be on the inside, right? And then that means I can't put a workbench there or a forge or whatever. So what I'm going to do is do a little bit of a trick here where I actually put the blocks on the outside, just like I did with the door. And then those blocks are on the outside, giving you more room on the inside. So if you're going to simulate that you're going to put a bench down there, you can see I can put it right up against the wall like that. So good to think about the inside and outside blocks to get that going. Squirrel, redeem. Redeem what? Hydrate. Hydrate. Yes, no, I saw it. Didn't I hydrate? I thought I did. I forgot if I did or not. There we go. Hydration has been completed. Again, we want to go ahead and just kind of get this going. So again, you're going to see that I'm going to be working on the outside block. Oh, is our time up already? Oh, man, we feel like I just get started. And it's kind of hard to see because of the transparent nature of the block, but you can see it when I put the block down that it didn't actually take up the block on the inside, right? It doesn't matter what the shape is, everybody. Once you put a block down there, that's blocked. You can't put anything else there. Even if it's just if it's a plate, you can't put another plate right next to it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's very much like Minecraft. You put a block down there, it's a block. That's it. You can't combine blocks, though that would be cool if they did add that. I'd be down for that for sure, 100%. All right, and so I'm going to pick up the rotation of this block over here, and then, or the shape and rotation of that block, just to make sure. And then we'll go ahead and do this. Now, this actually makes it really difficult to see where your walls are and stuff, but we are going to go ahead and do something like that. And there we go. And if we go look outside, a little easier to see. That you can see that there is a wall there, and you can see that transition right here, that this is an outside block and this is an inside block, because you can't put this on the outside, otherwise it would be super awkward. So this one has to be an inside block, but that allows me, because this is 2 blocks wide, or actually 3 blocks wide, 1, 2, 3, I could put a chemistry station right there. Bam! And then it'd be protected because I have the bulletproof walls. Now, of course, it wouldn't be as good as concrete. Concrete is going to be a much better protector of the wall, because the concrete can be 5,000, and then you can upgrade it to steel, which would be 10,000. Then you could double line them by putting them next to each other, so this block going this way, this block going that way, then it'd be 20,000. And if you really want to have some great protection, make your whole base out of the hatches as well, because one of the toughest blocks in the entire game is actually the hatch, everybody. This one right here, the steel hatch. This actually is really, really strong, stronger than a steel block. So if you made your whole base out of steel hatches, we might do that. Maybe we'll do that in a future build. You never know. Okay, so now we're getting this enclosed so mobs can't just off from the side. And again, this one here, we're doing outwards. Did we do these inwards or outwards? I think we did these inwards. Yes, okay, so those ones are inwards and these ones are outwards. Now these ones are inwards here because I don't want to put any blocks here, because this is going to be a thoroughfare along this edge. So these ones are going to be inside blocks. These ones are going to be outside blocks. Because I'm going to be putting workbenches here, and this part here is just a walkway where I'm going to be walking along this edge because it's the long edge. So if I'm over here and I have all my benches over here, I can walk along the edge and I get out the door, I can get in the door, whatever. I call it a walkway, which is why they designed walkways in the first place, for everybody to get through stuff. Now, if I was multiplaying, I would make it too wide. So this way people could walk past each other without running into each other. Though if you are moving, you can go right through each other. But if you stand still, you become a wall. So if you're standing in a doorway shooting a mob, guess what? Everybody behind you cannot get into the room. Everybody who's trying to do melee cannot get to the mob. Something I tell my team all the time, everybody, don't stop. Don't stop moving. You got to keep moving so people can move past you or move through you or get wherever they need to go. And I'm always watching my positioning, where I'm standing, where my team is coming through, and so on. Now, over here, everybody, this is kind of a thoroughfare here, so if I put a block on this way, it's actually going to be in my way, especially if I do it on both sides where the block is kind of sticking into the walkway. So this one I'm going to make where it's actually on the inside, like this. There we go. And run that down on the inside, and then out of blocks. But if you get too tall all the way around, this is pretty much blocked from MoMA. Oh, hey, oh, what's up? Give me wasting all that ammo. Are they hunting me or am I hunting them? That's the real question. And they dropped me lots of loot today. Buddy survive? Get wrecked. I have the sound turned down just a bit, everybody, because the helicopters are kind of loud and annoying. Look at this, everybody. Double oil shell right there. Very nice. Just right out across the street from the base. We'll get that going on. All right, what we get? Some books that we're just going to learn for XP. A level 5 nail gun to replace my level 3. Wow, I didn't even have to craft one. How nice is that? And we'll learn them books some more. Got a bunch of super corn on me, too. Let's go ahead and put some of this away. Look at all this loot. Put all that in there. Deal with it later. Look at our super corns coming in, too. Very nice. Coming in again. We already collected it once on this particular base. So, again, now we've got this spec'd out pretty nice. We can start putting some more forges over here. And, again, we'll have our forges running along here. So, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do my forges. Over here. And again, it can be difficult to see. You can also come underneath, especially at nighttime underneath, a little easier to see that glass. But the whole point of having that glass in the first place is so I can see if there's any mobs that did breach into my primary base and where they're at. That kind of thing. And to speed this up, we're going to start going all in on our forges over here. And they should be fine. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Alright, we're going to turn them this way. Like this, and we'll triple stack them in this spot I made just for them. Right over here. See how nice that is? Look at that. Very nice. Nicely stacked. Triple thing there. We can close the door to keep them from getting hit. Hard for them to even hit it here because it would go kind of over if they were shooting at an angle, though I would prefer that to be built up over there. But let's start with the basics, everybody. Here's what you want to do. Grab all the resources that you have a full stack of. Other than brass, because of course you don't need brass for bulletproof glass. And I'm going to super stack all of this, meaning I'm going to put a full stack of sand in first and whatever else I've got. Now I also have a bunch of mods that I can add to the benches themselves, so we're going to look for those. We're going to get 3 of these. And wherever the other third... Oh, there's some more farming plots there. We're going to deal with that later. We got 3 of those and 3 of these. We got 2 of those. So, especially the bellows. The bellows helps it melt down faster. So we want to get those in here. And again, this was from our other base. So we had taken these back up from our other base. And by the way, I love the fact that it physically changes the model. See the anvil there? If I take the anvil out... No anvil there. They added that a while ago, but it's still cool that they added it. And you can physically see the bellows on there. Like if I just go take the bellows out, you can see that one doesn't have a bellows, but this one does, right? That's cool. I like the it's known as physical base rendering, everybody. It's actually the physical thing, which is pretty cool. And it modifies it as you modify it. Okay, and we've got that in there. Now we've got our mods in there, and now it's time to go hog heaven. With some serious amount of fuel in there, and go. And I'll just let these run for a while. Full thing of clay here, and a full thing of sand there, and a big stack of goodies right there. And now, what's going to happen, though, everybody, is that the more forges we have running, and the more stuff we have going, and the more activity that we got going on around the base, the more of the screamers are going to show up and end up in our face as well. And again, it checks it on a cycle every so often. Okay, does a screamer spawn? Yes, and then it'll spawn. Or it'll say no, and then it will go the other way, and then it will stay in that cycle until it says yes. Then it will go this way, and then cycle to mobs. That's pretty much how it works. And of course, the more activity you do, and the more of that is called your heat signature. The more activity and stuff, the more chance, of course, those mobs are going to show up. And I like it when they show up because they're just bringing me free loot, and I like that. I like free loot in my pockets. Free loot is awesome. All right. Oh, here's all of our mods. I knew I had more of them in here. Very nice. And we got more forges in here as well. We'll grab all of those. Any other mods laying around in here? Nope. All right. So we got it going over there, and that's going to be our forges there. And right over here, yet again, you saw what I did, everybody. I made it where I can put this right up against the wall for this specific purpose. Putting more forges right in there. Now, if you notice, everybody, I can't put it here, and that's because this is taking up this block. And you notice that it's not even, right? It's a 3 on this side and a 2 on that side. And that's because of the width of the kill box itself and the space that I'm using, and that the fact that I used an extra spot out here on the edge of the base. In case they get routed and they get into my base, I can still shoot here. I can walk out this way, and I can shoot underneath here if they're in this inner part. And then I can do the same thing along the edge. See, without needing to have the bars all the way across, which is what I normally do, because then you're free to shoot wherever. This will allow me to shoot up right up against the edge of the internal kill box, right? The middle part. This is the bomb wall, again, the outside. The inside is the Kismet kill box. And so I'll have free reign to shoot anybody and everybody who has not got into the middle part. Now, if they've gotten in the middle part, well, then that's where the trouble comes in, because I have not put bars up here. So I can shoot them through this hatch opening, though. I can shoot them through there and through this other one here. But most likely what I would do is take out most of the ladder, leave the top ladder here, and just dangle from this ladder and try not to fall in there and die. Or I've done this before too, everybody, which is really smart. They'll breach through the middle of the base here. You come up the ladder, pull the ladder so it falls down and they can't get up to you. And so they're coming in this way, right? And they've taken out all these spikes, but there's spikes that go all the way around to the other side of the base, right? And so what you do is you jump down over here and you shoot them through the kill box, and now they're trapped in the middle and you're on the outside and you can just shoot them from the outside. I've done that before where they breached a portion of the base, and I ran to the other side of the base, and I was on the outside of the kill box shooting in where they couldn't get to me because they had to break that wall to get to me to get out of the box. Again, thinking in that kind of three-dimensional terms, everybody, is brilliant. I think it works pretty well. Oh, look who we got. 2 screamers coming in. There's the radiated screamers. Turn my sound back up again so you can hear the action. Dream on, bro. Kismet kill box is battle tested again and again and again. I don't wait for him to get up, everybody. I see way too many people. They shoot him, they go down, and then they wait for him to get back up again. I just keep shooting until I make sure they're dead. It's worth the extra bullets, everybody. 100%. You can see I can run along the top side here, everybody. And again, because of the bars, I can hang out up here and I can shoot through the bars at them. Makes it really easy to run along the edge. Take out any baddies. Get back up. Nope. There's loot down there, too, I could grab. We're just going to take a... Wow, there's a bunch of loot. Loot all over the place. Oh. In fact, it's so effective, everybody, that when I'm playing my team, the last hour of Horde Night... I thought I heard some zombies. It was the wind. We actually jump out of the base. We actually jump out of the base and we battle on the ground. You'll see us do it. We've done it many times. And we look after each other to try to keep each other from dying. And it's very fun. Highly recommend. Test yourself a little bit at the end, everybody. Go for it. Very, very fun. But it is very, very effective in its use. And again, using the poles to prevent them from getting in, but you can still have free reign to shoot them at multiple levels, as well as it takes very little amount of resources relatively. And there we go. Looking good, everybody. Looking good. Again, we got a little spot here. I feel like we wanted... Oh, and we're running way over. Oh, my God. I forgot. I have limited time today. I have a limited time for this bonus stream. Now, remember, this is a stream on top of my normal streams, everybody. So it usually starts at a random time. I try to aim for 10 p.m., but very rarely does it happen because of IRL commitments that I need to do. But what I really want to do is get this finished right here so that we have our forges protected and running. Let's get these going. So shift left click to get the mods in there. And this will just go here. We'll hunt down some more coal later on. But that's 623 minutes, everybody. So that's going to be going for quite a long time. Let's go find some more resources. Down in here somewhere. Some stone. Ooh, a lot of iron in there. We'll get to that later. Sand. Am I not seeing the sand? We use it all up. Oh, we certainly can get it. There's some stone and more sand. We can certainly get a lot more sand, everybody, considering we are in the desert. Yeah, here we go. There we go. All right, now we got some stackable stuff. Let's get over here and let's get our stone and our sand in there. Because stone and sand are the ones that take the longest. They really do take a while to melt in there. So if we're going to just let it run for a while, we will melt that in there. Lead and brass and those type of things, they melt down much faster. The other one would be clay as well. You can see this one, I'm doing clay in there. We'll do clay in this one, and then we'll come back and we'll do stone in this one, and then we'll come back and we'll do lead in that one. And then we're going to be speeding up our ability to finish out, because we just did the center. We still got to do both sides and the back side of the base. We're going to need a lot more forges than just the 2 forges we have working down below. Again, all that stuff that's down below there is just temporary. Eventually, it'll just be farming down here. When it's non-horde night, and when it is horde night, then it will be, we'll take up the farms so that we can see. And it gives you that 360 visibility, too, when the supercorn's not there. And again, it acts as both a farm and also a horde base, and then the top part acting as our production base. And above that, or along the side of that, actually, is where I'm going to have my dew collectors as well. And I don't need that many dew collectors as a solo player. Usually about 4 to 8, or maybe even as much as 16 if you really want to go hardcore. But really don't need that many, and I can just put my dew collectors all the way along the side here and be just fine, and then do production on one side. Like I'll do production on this side and dew collectors on that side, or I could build an upper level and then have it do the upper level as well. Now, because there's no storms, everybody, I typically don't build a roof. I don't need to build a roof if I don't need to. If you know what I mean. I don't typically build a roof over the top just to have the cosmetic roof part there. And if birds come in, I'll just shoot them. So, again, very rarely do you have that many birds that are after you, especially if your health's at 100%. They usually come after you if you're bleeding, if you've taken some health damage. That's when they're coming after you as well, for sure. Didn't they nerf the hatch at one point? Doorways are always called fatal funnels for a reason. Exactly. I never put doorways on my base by default. As you can see, there are no doorway entrances. None. Anywhere. On this. Up above, yes, but not here. The doors up above are just for the convenience of the player. But I don't put it here because everything will funnel into that one spot, which is sometimes what you want. You put a bunch of campfires down, light those campfires, and they come running through the campfires to get to your front door. Well, there you go. They'll actually look for the path of least resistance. And the zombies are very dumb in the first few horde nights, and they actually get smarter over time, where they'll say, oh, well, hey, these spikes are missing here. Well, I'm going to run up where the spikes are missing instead of running through the spikes all the way like this to get to the point in which the spikes are missing, right? So they do get smarter over time. So watch out for that, everybody. That AI does improve somewhat, but, you know, also there's always, you know, people are always doing bases that trick the AI and stuff like that. I don't do that, everybody. I build stuff like if I was really there, this is what I would build. This is what I would build because this is totally a legit base that you can't build and is highly functional and uses the minimum amount of resources. It takes the minimum amount of time and has proven itself 1,000 times and 1,000 times again and 1,000 times on top of that. Over and over and over again And again, I like to iterate on it, add little module parts. Okay, well, we'll add a bomb wall to it. We'll add some production up above. We'll extend the length of it so we can have a farm in the middle of it. We'll go ahead and add some electricity and use some power and that kind of stuff, which we will add to this base as well when we get the time. When we get the time. But right now, we're going to go ahead and let that run. We're going to go ahead and get on the Kismet Love Train, and we're going to roll on out of here. Let's go. Just getting that momentum going, too, everybody. Just getting that momentum right there, man. So much more to do. But I always like to leave stuff to do in games, everybody. That's why I try not to burn myself out in a game and play 12, 24, 47 hours in a day. You know how it is, everybody. Like, there isn't 47 hours in a day. Well, some people try to make it. Try to make it 47 hours in a day. They grind a little too much. Again, you got to know when to step off, everybody. Let it breathe a little bit, if you know what I mean. Hey, it's Fur, what's up, man? Thanks for coming in and hanging out. I like to make very trap and turret heavy setups. I find the turrets really easy. When you put turrets down, and I do it, I call it the Kismet remote kill box. You'll see me put turrets in a remote stand that's away from the base because it's shooting toward the base and not away. So you're not killing just stray mobs that are wandering by. You only really want to kill the mobs that are coming at your base or really coming after you. Because if they're coming to the base, everybody, they're not there to destroy your base. They're not there to destroy your stuff. They're not there to do it. You know what? They're there to kill you. That's their primary purpose. Whatever they got to do to get to you is their purpose. Now, if they ever changed it where their primary purpose is to destroy your stuff, then we'd be in trouble. Then we have to build different style of bases. So there you go. There you go as well. But yeah, that as far as I know, that hatch is still very, very strong, everybody. It's like 12,000 hit points to break through that hatch. So it's actually stronger than the steel that you would put in on a block. So pretty cool. But we'll double check it again in this playthrough because we're going to be using a lot of hatches, auto hatches, and stuff like that. A lot of cool stuff still to be built. And also, we'll be doing team play as well. Thanks to all these awesome people scrolling up over here, showing the love. Thanks to all my awesome Patreon supporters up there. I was trying to update that list today, but I got to update it in like 15 different places, everybody. So I didn't have enough time to do all of it. But I will keep working at it. You know how I am. I never give up. It just not in everybody else's timeline. Also, right here, everybody, here's my new schedule. Right now, we're doing a Monday Fun Detected bonus stream. And again, I have it on the schedule as potential bonus stream on Mondays and on Fridays. I do have IRL stuff to do. I am married been with my wife for over 30 years, and I have 3 daughters that are cause constant chaos. Of, hey, Daddy, I need this thing, or I need to do this, and we need to do it right now because I waited right till the last minute. And I hope you don't have a heart attack from all the pressure of trying to get this done in time. Like, she was trying to give me a heart attack earlier today. Everybody like, come on, we got to get it done, got it done. And it's just like this really super involved stuff. And man, I'm lucky I survived it. I'm lucky I'm still alive after all that pressure because I have really bad panic and anxiety attacks, everybody, because of my medical conditions, because I'm dizzy all the time. So I'm always worried I'm going to fall and hurt myself and all the other troubles that are in life, everybody, trying to keep the family going and trying not to go bankrupt and all of that stuff and keep the stream going and put a lot of effort in the stream, put a lot of effort in my IRL and work on my health and so on and so forth. You guys get the idea. But again, those Mondays and Fridays are potential bonus streams. They might not be every single week, but we're going to try to get some more in during the wintertime. And then, of course, later today, Tuesday, we're going to try to get in some Satisfactory 1.1, the local mega playthrough that we're doing. And we are building some excellent modular blueprints that we can put together and build a giant train system, which we're going to do. We're going to run it all over the map, and we're going to try to get all the oil and all the coal is our first goal with our trains and bring it back to our primary big, gigantic, mega fluid power system that we're going to build as well. So that's going to be definitely fun. You want to be around for that, everybody, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Then we're going to play some Fallout 4 on Wednesdays, and I've taken over Thursdays for our Outer Worlds 2 playthrough. There's just too many fun games to play, everybody. There's only one me. I only got so much time in the day, and only so long I can stream anyway, as an older guy. And then Friday, potentially another bonus stream. We might do some 7 days solo run, or we might do some Outer Worlds 2, or we might do completely different games, because I have a whole bunch of them that I can't tell you about yet. because they are under NDAs, and they say you can talk about it at this time, but you can't talk about it before, or you will get in trouble. So I don't do it. I don't talk about it before. Like, I had Outer Worlds 2 way before they said it was okay for you, for me to play it here on stream. So, and that's the way it is. You get like an early copy to play the game and get a general gist of the game. I never do that, by the way. I always play it live the first time, live right here. So you guys can watch me go off the rails every single time. It's pretty fun. Now, of course, we're also going to have lots of fun on Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my crew. Some next level team gameplay that you will see nowhere else, everybody. So if there's only one day you want to tune in, everybody, it is definitely Saturday at 10 p.m. But I appreciate all the time you lurk in my channel and hang out. I appreciate all of you. And again, that's my schedule for the up-and-coming November. And then we're going to have another schedule that's going to come up in December as well. And I'm working on that stuff as well, though I've been working on it for months. But a lot of the stuff that you see going on now is from 6 months ago, or 3 months ago, or 2 months ago, that I already did, and then I already have it ready for now, and then I'm working on the stuff ahead. And that's the way I am, everybody. I try to get that going. Otherwise, it would never happen. It's too much stuff to manage if you manage it all at the last minute. Don't manage stuff at the last minute, everybody. You got to pace that stuff out, or you're going to burn yourself out. Right over there, youtube.com/KismetBP. I'm going to throw those links in the chat for you, but take a quick moment, pop on over there to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It does tremendously help the stream. It allows me to do more giveaways and more projects here in the stream to share the love. Great way to help support the Kismet Love Train, totally for free, by simply going over there, hitting that subscribe button. If you're watching this in the future, hello from the past, as well as if you're watching on YouTube, because I do stream to 6 different platforms. So feel free to go ahead and hit that like button and leave a comment over there as well. You can also check out twitter.com/KismetBP. Hit the follow button. You can check out my Discord. A lot of awesome people over there you can say hi to and get at the latest gaming news, and of course free giveaways and all sorts of cool stuff that happens over there. And of course free games and stuff that I do post up there that you can find like on Amazon Prime and Epic Game Store and so on. It might be your next favorite game. You never know. So feel free to check out the Discord. Also check out the website over there where I have a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff where you can see my setup with my 6 monitors, what I call the command center, as well as all my other goodies I use here for stream. So if you are a streamer or if you want to get into music or whatever you want to do, a lot of great ideas on equipment you can use. Up there, as well as my favorite games, and of course links to discounts and all sorts of stuff up there as well on those games. So feel free to check out also patreon.com/Kismet, the single greatest way to help support the stream, everybody. If you are considering supporting the stream, you're like, Kismet, I really like how hard you work here on the stream. I laughed, I cried, I had a good time, I learned a few things along the way. Please consider becoming a patron. It is the best way to support the stream. Remember, every dime goes right back into the stream in the form of giveaways or into projects. I have not made one dime doing this, everybody. I put every penny right back into it. But here's the thing, everybody. Money doesn't do you good if you're dead. I'd be long gone by now, everybody, had I not found something that inspires me to get out of the bed every single day, which is hanging out with all of you, playing some games and having a good time, bringing a little joy and positivity into the world. Including a whole bunch of Kiz Caps for you guys who are smart enough to hang out all the way to the end of the stream, which means you're going to have more Kiz Caps to use for those bunch of giveaways we're going to be doing all the way till the end of the year. So it's going to be awesome. So definitely be here every single stream just in case you see that thing that you really want to get. And you never know. You never know. In my stream, you have a way higher chance than in someone's stream who has 10,000 people in there. That is for sure. All right, so again, everybody, I will be back tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, playing some Satisfactory mega playthrough, back to regular schedule. We'll see you all then. All right, see you then. Bye, everybody.
Hi, this is Noru. Thanks for watching. This is Scott.